Welcome to my stream. I hope that you enjoy our stream tonight. We're going to redo last night's stream in essence and do it a little bit longer. We might make some different choices. For instance, we're not going to side with the Knights Crucible or Crucible Knights. We're going to side with the dozen instead. See how that works for us. And yeah, I think we'll have fun. If you're not already subscribed or following me, please do. Turn on your notifications. You'll see when I'm online. Maybe it's something that appeals to you. In YouTube, you can see when I post a video. I am going back slowly and starting to put the chapters into my old videos. I started with my oldest video, Fabled Lands, today, and it was a nice trip down memory lane. So this is quite fun. Made me itch to play the game again. Let's get started and see how far we can get. Okay. So I have our list of quests that we would like to get done today. Let's see what we can do. Okay. And I do think this works better. My eyes are not turning funky colors, and a lot of my clothes are blue anyhow. So, and I did just go ahead and turn on the light, by the way, and close the curtains since it's going to get dark soon. Okay. Now, the desktop is so loud for me. I'm going to turn down my earbuds then. So first order of business is we have the Rogue Knight. We've already been given that quest. Let's go take care of that. We're not going to take the other quests for the Crucible Knights, though. My cappy is still hot. I looked back at that very first stream and I introduced myself to you, told you a little about myself, my hobbies and such. And yeah, it was quite interesting to go back and watch that again. So I encourage you to jump over to my YouTube site, That Craig Girl, at That Craig Girl even, and take a peek. There's a lot of stuff there. It's a lot to go through. It's a lot of rabbit videos. I reposted the one with Henry and the horses with music in the background.
Hail, traveler.
So, Almar gives you an appraising eye. That turn of phrase gets me every time. I've already got two. Judging by the scars on his face, he's lucky to be able to do that much. Every day we get more from the hinterlands pouring into Defiance Bay. Keeps us busy on the watch, it does. You look like you've recently arrived yourself. These subtle barbs. By the way, I am streaming today to Kick and Twitch, and I found out what the problem was, why my computer locked up. Windows Defender real-time protection turned itself back on randomly without my permission, so I have built a switch into the registry where I can turn the Defender off hard and turn it back on. That's what's actually causing my problem, by the way. And again, I want to welcome all my new followers in YouTube, and I want to welcome my new followers in Twitch. I haven't had any new followers in Kick for a while. I seem to be having problems finding traction over there. Okay, so let's ask, who are you? A soldier of the Crucible Knights, and proud of it. I help keep everything running at the keep so that Commander Cliver can focus on more important matters. Looking for something or just knocking the dirt off your boots? Okay, what goes on here in the keep? This is the headquarters of the Crucible Knights, so it's where we store arms and armor as well as where many of our soldiers bunk. Commander Cliver's in the back making plans, as usual. He scratches a scarred cheek. You'll find the forge at the west end of the building, along with our master smith, Dunstan. There's a shrine to the golem, if you're the praying type. Okay, tell me about the Crucible Knights. We're the defenders of Defiance Bay. We're not exactly a formal knighthood, but don't tell Commander Cliver I said that. He grins. We're the first organized militia to oppose Adrian rule. Adarian rule. And today, we're the largest force in the city. Our soldiers undergo years of combat training, and our officers are required to have their souls read by that critter in Dunride Row. What's this about Dunride Row? Just a requirement of the Crucible Knights, so the higher-ups know there's nothing messy built into your soul's past. Altmar widens his stance. Keeping the ranks pure is fine by me. I just wish they'd be more careful in hiring their ciphers. Okay, what's wrong with their ciphers? Now let's spit it out. He shifts his weight and glances at the empty halls, and they're mostly Orlans. I'm sure they're talented enough, but you just can't trust them. Hostility's in their nature, and they've learned to hide it over the years. He frowns and crosses his arms. All I'm saying is they should at least be supervised by other folk. That's reasonable enough, isn't it? I like, you're wrong. It's pretty simple. Now I'm going to bug y'all again and make an adjustment because that was not showing before. So we're going to, I need to be able to see over here. Let me make a small adjustment and hope that I don't begin to disappear. Okay, so that'll be fine. Okay, so I like that one says you're wrong. That's a horrible thing to say. I would never say that anyhow. If people treated them better, you wouldn't have to worry about them being so hostile. We're not really a benevolent character. Let's just say that seems an extreme position to take. That's what we did last time. Okay, well, that's all. Now, we came here to find Penhelm. We don't actually need to go through there to find him. In point of fact, he's up here. I have this fresh in my head because I was trying to record, and now you can see through my shirt. I was trying to record the video last night. Just a second. And so I had to do that one several times, actually. Okay, that seems like that's reasonable. We'll probably get a different background. Y'all can just hang with it, okay? Do me that favor.
Good day to you.
Okay, the young novitiate's armor is recently shined, and his hair is clean and neatly combed. It's hard to believe he's ever seen battle, or that the scarred antique breastplate he wears could possibly be his. Are you looking for something? Does the name Osric sound familiar? He sniffs. Second. I'm making notes for my after stream notes in the video. Okay, if you've got any self-respect, you won't associate with him or with any of his new friends at the expedition hall, for that matter. Scamps and delinquents, the lot of them. Yeah, what's the story between you two? Osric has always held some controversial opinions, but they went overlooked for the longest time because his family has such an extensive history of service in the Crucible Knights. He frowns and crosses his arms. He finally went too far. He had the gall to suggest that we had strayed too far from our roots, that some of our officers were beginning to resemble Edér nobility. He rubs the spot on his bracer with a silk handkerchief. He would have us all wear rough spun and fight with forge hammers. I merely reported his statements. Okay, so if the knights obsessed over their past, they wouldn't have grown into the fighting force. Okay, let's pick this one like we did last time. That history made the knights what they are now. Can't just cast it aside. Well, we've outgrown that past. He waves the shining gauntlet. Sometimes you need to move on. Sagani frowns. Outgrown it like an old sealskin coat? You adapt with the times, sure, but that's a bit naive. Okay, he says, oh, is that his breastplate you're wearing? So, just a quick second. Okay, it was, he says. Oh, and that's irritating. My stream is gone on my handy. There we go. Why are there 5,000 hoops to jump through? Nobody knows. Okay, we've already got 2, 4, 6, 7 people in here, by the way. It became property of the Crucible Knights when he was discharged. Now, it's mine. And it's not for sale, if that's what you're wondering. Not every day you find armor that was used in the rebellion. He says your affidavit is a forgery. So now they're looking at our reputation, by the way, when you see this, okay? We have a reputation that is at least rational. Our rational side is at least 2. And therefore, they pull up this dialogue for us. Or this answer. Just what would he know about that? It's perfectly convenient for him to cast aspirations. What with his pedigree in the Knights? He folds his arms. He blinks at you. It's a lie, of course, as should be perfectly obvious to someone as logical as you. I think that our logical reputation, our clever reputation, and our honesty are serving us quite well. Okay, on that we can agree. Tell me about the Knights of the Crucible, blah, blah, blah. Nothing that I really want to know before my monitor turns off. So, now the next thing we need to do is go and find his affidavit. Oops. Last time there was no one in here. Let me just open the door for you, feller. Excellent. Like, so he's probably going to tell Penhelm now that we were in here. I'll take it anyhow. So this is his affidavit. We'll take that. We already know what's in the chest, but of course we could unlock it. Ooh, the Edict of Arrest.
I'll have it in no time.
Shits and grins, we get some points for that. So it is very, very bright, for which I can only apologize. Either it's too dark or it's too light, or I think it's okay though. So now we need to go over to that little critter, as he called him, as that one feller called him. Aldmar? How interesting. So, here we go. And the stream is lagging just slightly. So if you write in the chat and I don't answer you right away, please be patient. Brackenbury. OT. Now we have to go to the far side. And we know there's going to be a fight coming up when we come outside because we did this yesterday, right? This is Lady Webb's house. Now that decreases the green a little bit. Alrighty.
Gods keep you.
Oh, always a pleasure to see a clever friend. He returns to sorting through the scrolls on the table. Must be here somewhere. So we'll show him Penhelm's affidavit. Is this affidavit real? It's signed by you. He holds the page, but seems to stare through the words, as if at something woven in the fabric of the paper. Curran bares his pointed teeth. I remember Penhelm, a printing peacock of a man. His dry mouth and hands moist when I told him he was a sole descendant of an Edérian general who fought against Hadret's rebellion. Wrong side. He scans the affidavit, a forgery and not the first I've seen. He hands it back to you. But I've no time for the knights and their obsessions. Bring this to his commander, Cliver, and show him the seal. He points to the wax stamp, stamped by his forged signature. If he compares it with another, he should be able to spot the difference. Aloth's gaze flickers to you. Doom a man for the soul the gods gave him. Seems rather unfair. Okay, what are you busy with? His small furry hands gesture expansively at the papers before him. Hollowborn, growing unrest, and the ever-present political intrigues. With so many missing souls, missing persons are the least of our concerns these days. Okay. That is interesting, isn't it? Oh, he's got, okay.
All right,
Okay.
then.
So, bring it on, baby. Penhelm's face is white. Just talked to that little cipher, did you? One of my novitiates told me he'd seen someone in the records room. He takes a slow step towards you, extending his hand. Give me the affidavit. I've done nothing to you. His other hand comes to rest next to his sword. Oh, that would be funny too, wouldn't it? It is kind of cruel, but don't worry. I'm sure the knights will let you stay to scrub the latrines. He works in the chemistry branch. We had a gal in the West say that at a parent-teacher night. Ich arbeite in der chemikalische so Bereich. And I laughed and I said, yeah, she cleans the toilets. Oh, to my friend, not to the general. You know, I'm not that mean. Okay, so your superiors deserve to know the truth, or no, cheer up. You always thought you were someone special. Soon everyone will know that you are. He draws his sword and spits at your feet. A lot of spitting going on in this game. I won't let you ruin me over this. The music is so cool. By the time this goes off, they will be there. She's been knocked down. Okay. Who are you? Penhelm? You can play at that game. That's what I'm talking about. So.
Yes.
54% chance of hitting is not very good. I like in Tyranny that you can see very clearly, by the way, what your chance of hitting is. Here is these little teeny numbers that show up next to their name. See? Right down below, now you can barely see it. It's green this time, 73. Fragments. Don't worry about him. He'll live to tell about it. See? So, sorry, what did that say? Kaenra explored the ruins of Ibril's Well extensively and found a wide array of dangers in the ancient city's crumbling homes and palaces. Though the Purgra had always been hostile to outsiders, Kaenra was able to speak with them and realize that they were being mentally controlled by someone else. The source of the increased attacks was an Orlan cipher who had been disowned by her father and subsequently banished from the twice-split arrows. Especially skilled at mental domination, the cipher was using the Purgra, her children, to make a small fortune on unlucky travelers. However, once Kaenra drew her out into the open, the overconfident cipher was quickly defeated. In the cipher's lair, near the heart of Ibril's Well, Kaenra discovered a grisly treasure, a necklace the Purgra had formed from the teeth of the Orlan's murdered father. Okay. It is rather grisly, isn't it? So that takes care of that. And now we can loot here. And there is the armor we're looking for. Take that back to Osric. That's our ticket into the dozen. I sat back and thought about it, and I thought, yeah, actually in this game, you're either allied or you can ally yourself either with the Dominels, the Dozens, or the Crucible Knights, but never two. Or let's say it's very difficult to go for two because every positive you get here tends to make a negative there. So, and as far as I can tell, the Dominels would be evil, the Crucible Knights would be good, and the Dozens would be neutral, and we are neutral in this game. I was going back through my evil Baldur's Gate games, by the way, Baldur's Gate 2, and itching to play that again too. So. I do this every time. When I come in, I get confused. I think I'm by the inn. Nope. Right through the sandbox. The kitties are probably using that. Not kitties, but kitties. Meow. I'll sell some of our stuff. I did get a refund, by the way, on these earbuds, which is good because they keep slipping out of my ears and they keep randomly, that I touch them, but you see that will randomly pop up while I'm not touching them or doing anything. So let's see what you got. What you got? Again, I go like this so that I can just click through all the stuff that we're probably not going to want. I have some people who used to come to my streams that I really miss. Just kind of sad. But I've also acquired some new people who are also interesting. So there's that. Okay, so let me save again. That's weird. I don't think I know what that house is. What do you want? I don't want to know what your house is. Right, everyone knows the plan. Up the wall and in the window, grab the jewel for the pretty little lord. We got it. Listen, dwarf, if I have to... Langdon, we have company. Hi. The dwarf eyes you suspiciously and hides his pistol behind his back. You, looking for someone? Because, this isn't the best. Langdon rounds on the dwarf. Idiot, they're probably with the Crucible Knights. You made a grave mistake coming here. He raises his blade. Now, I'm starting to feel that way, too. I just wandered into something. I don't have any idea what I'm doing. But I have a feeling they're planning a heist for the Dominels. Okay, well, let's kill them. If it's a fight you're looking for. Tea.
Hey. We
have no idea what the chances are. What are the chances that you would just lay down and die? Slim and none. Slim done left town.
Okay.
Don't take the direct route. Go all the way around. Take that long way. What? That was completely mental, wasn't it? Well, now kill him. There you go. Dirty Rigbert. Well, you should take a bath. There we go. They're so melodramatic. Drama, drama, drama. Oh my gosh. Okay, so what's this? Sugar. Is that illegal? Oh, and it went in our box and he... A few bedrolls and spare tunics are bundled in the corner. Long jagged tears slice across the garden scene of this painting. Frickin' peasants.
Of course.
Just like in France, burning the
I'll have it in no time.
books and paintings and my lord. And the sad thing is that rather proves the point of the noble people. So what's back here? What are we doing here? We don't know. We don't know. What the devil is that? Muddy boot prints and splotches of ale stain the bed sheets. Oh, they don't know how to use a bed properly. What?
The work of a moment.
By the way, some of you have been with me for quite a while, I noticed today when I looked back at some old videos and saw my wise bot welcoming people to the channel. Ooh, fine hide. OT, so let's see what we got here. We have here the Thief's Letter. Our contact inside Raymont Manor will leave a second-story window ajar. He's confirmed the location of the heart of the White March in a hidden chamber. Get your crew together and head to Brackenbury before Lord Raymont moves the jewel. A.D., presumably a domino. Not literally. I mean, as the last name. We got a lot of traps again, or am I like, where are the traps? We do have a lot of traps. I think there's a trap merchant, if memory serves. If memory serves. So, oh yeah, we need to learn this again. And we need him to learn that again. And it doesn't work that way. Okay. Cool beans. Tea. This over here. Now, what we want to do is look at what he's wearing compared to this. This has a 6. This has a 7. Good. This just doesn't have any thing with the burn or crush. It has pierce, corrode, and freeze. Okay. Recovery speed is a little bit less here. Fine damage. Doesn't seem overall like a better deal, does it? What's she wearing? What you got? Compare. Oh, she's got the same thing. She's already wearing one of those. Ooh, tea. We can put that away. I'm going to keep the... I really can't help it, folks. I don't know what's wrong with me. It looks like a curtain rod with a curtain hanging over his face. It is. I get the awfulest kick out of it every time I see it. Okay, so Justice. He's got that Yenwood thing. Let's compare these. They might be comparable. Damage is... This has better damage. This has extra crush damage. But plus 2 constitution. But this has better shock damage. If we were to enchant this one, we would only be able to add something along these lines. And we are missing. That's all we're missing? Seriously? That might be well worth it. Requires level 5. We have level 5. Okay, but for the moment, that's the best thing that he has. Oh, I know what I did with him. I gave him this. And I gave him this. That's what I did with him. So, this thing is pretty darn nice, and the other one is as well. See? So that's what I did with him. Oh. So let's set her up with some stuff here. We just have some really, really nice stuff. We do. Let's put this away for the moment. Away. Where is away? Back in the 90s when they were starting awareness of what we're doing to our environment, that was part of a children's film that my kids used to enjoy. Okay. I'm apprehensive about saving it. I think I'm going to make a new save. Oops. We killed the bandits. What? Y'all have already started to wonder about me, so that's okay. Muddy boot prints and splotches of ale stain the bed sheets. Dunride Row. OT. So that looks like that is the Ano of this house. That's it. I was like, what's this house? Look, I can click on this. What? Well, let's go find Osric and do what we were supposed to do to begin with.
Family living in the Deer Wood, Edér?
No, not these days. Parents left the country years back during the purges. I think about him a lot.
You Deer Woodens certainly have a knack for holding on to old grudges.
So at one point we will take a break so my family can get the, we're going to have hamburgers in the oven. We'll get those in the oven, but that'll be later. Is not yet time for that. Is this the armor you were expecting? What? Whoa, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 of you now. Cool. Osric wavers a moment in disbelief. He looks at you, then back at the breastplate. He reaches for it slowly, as if expecting it to disappear before he can touch it. How did you manage this? So we lost the breastplate. We lost his affidavit. Well, you were right about the affidavit. Unfortunately, Penhelm forced me into a fight. Shame it had to end like that. But he's the lying weasel who started this. You did all I asked, and you're owed much. He withdraws a leather coin purse from his pocket and hands it to you. Stop by Sonad's shop on the other side of the hall. She sells some of the best gear in the city. And I'll see that she opens her inventory to you. Okay. We have a moderate positive with the dozens and a minor positive with Defiance Bay. Something else I want to discuss? Tell me about the exhibition hall. It's treasure hunting, plain and simple. Sponsors put up money, hire adventurers to explore the wilds. looking for runes mostly. If they come back alive, they split the spoils. If not, it's because they handle their weapons like this lot in front of me, who might as well be digging their own graves right now. Got business with me? No. That was pretty much it, wasn't it? Probably should have saved it before I killed him. I'm looking for work.
If you don't mind stepping on the toes of the Crucible Knights. Come to think of it, the Dominels won't be too pleased either. They never like seeing someone with nicer things than them. But it might suit an explorer like you.
Okay. Where do I begin?
Other expeditions have
That's
come
why we
back
did
with a
this.
rumor about a place called Leoremin up near Stormwall Gorge. It's supposed to hold some of the greatest weapons those Engwithian bastards ever made. And we've got need of them.
No offense, but he sounds very American. See, because we're stoic, level 2, our stoic trait is at least level 2. We get this dialogue. He casts a sidelong glance at you. I trust you won't go blather into the town crier when I tell you the knights are meddling in animancy, befouling souls to build metal warriors. That was what we had helped them with last time. I kind of regretted that. We've got to be prepared to defend ourselves and the city. If there's anything else that can stand a chance against this madness, it's weapons made by Engwithians themselves. They made the same kind of abominations in their time. They'd know how to kill them. I've sent the giant slayers after the weapons, but they haven't had much luck so far. They're better fighters than treasure hunters. Meet up with them at Woodend Plains. Oh, that's going to go well, isn't it? That's those arrogant POSs that we met when we first came here. And see how far they've gotten. If you can get those weapons, well, now I'll see that you get your cut. What's arming? Arming a bunch of angry folk that don't like to think all that much. You might have a point there. Okay. Farewell and fare thee well. We'll come take another look at what she's got. Maps. It is a map. It's a map.
Hello.
How long have you worked at here? She leans on the countertop and drums her fingers. Oh, a few years. I got in the minute the last merchant cleared out. She nods toward the main area of the hall. They've got new expeditions venturing out every week, so this is a great place to do business. And the dozens make loyal friends and loyal customers, as long as you stick by them. She taps the counter. The vendor who was here before me, they ran him out when he sold his best helms to a pair of Crucible knights. Well, now I've been careful not to make that same mistake. Tell me about the expeditions. There are groups of adventurers that venture into the wilderness, hence the term adventurer. More than a few of them try their luck scouring the ruins. Most of them come back empty-handed if they come back at all. Okay. Betting on them is almost as risky as actually going, but that's how the expeditions get funded. And every once in a while, one of the adventure companies will strike it big and make a fortune for their backers. Oh, that's so sweet. So, show me your goods. Is that what we're calling them now? Okay. Huda. We could sell her those traps, couldn't we? She's not a trap merchant like I was, to whom I had alluded earlier. However, we can do this. See, the spirits, we don't get any money for them. You would think booze would be worth something. Not sure about this game. This looks just like this one, and this one especially look just like potions from Tyranny, don't they? Several of them do, actually. I don't see anything else. Oh, look at that. That's right. We acquired some new, shall we call them items, from those fellers that we tangled with. I don't really feel like selling any of my really good stuff yet. Although we could sell the fine leather. Oh, yeah. Our cult robes. And when I get like way too much of these, I start selling them. Oh, wow. That's a lot of money. Nice. Okay. Everyone gets a panic. My freaking computer seems to be. No. It's a map. I love it. I love maps. Should we take a peek? It's not even worth it. Fine spear. As if I would steal from my friends for a spine fear. Or fine spear. What? So let's go talk to what's who's it to house it and about her old man who knocks her around. Y'all know the one I'm talking about. So tomorrow, by the way, we will be binge streaming Tyranny again. In garb, and I am looking forward to that long brown dress. That sucker's warm. And it has been so cold here. Okay, we're not that far away, so there we go. Actually, some of the streams that are missing, because I think hardly anyone watched them, I streamed Death and Taxes once for you. I know that. I still have some highlights from it with my bunnies. And I streamed Celasta. I didn't see any of the Celasta streams today. We might have to restart that one. But first, we're going to finish these. Then we have Pillars of Eternity. We have Tyranny. We're going to finish those. Then we're going to finish our Baldur's Gate Evil Party. Then we will go back and do Celasta. Oh, we're not in too bad of shape. We can probably... That miserable bastard. A woman sits by herself, spinning something on the table in front of her and watching it with furious intensity. It's about the size of a coin, and it wobbles over a crack in the wood with a metallic rattle. She snatches it up with one hand and slams a half-empty cup down on the table with the other. This is not a good time. Well, you look like you could use another drink. I'll get there. She takes a long drink from her glass, just trying to calm down and trying to talk myself out of something foolish. Something foolish? She says nothing for a few moments, as if hoping you'll leave. At last, Kaenra looks at you, and lamplight falls across her face. A purpling bruise is blossoming under her cheekbone. There's something I need to give to my fiancé, Purnisc. I struggle with that name every single time. Only he doesn't seem to go anywhere without his new friends, and they're not exactly pleasant company. Okay, tell me about his new friends. Well, now they come into our house with their dead eyes and their black teeth. I'm not a fool. I know what it means. Purnisc makes me leave when they show up, but it's obvious what they come to do. Last time they came, I told them to get out. Let them have their fun somewhere in the gift, but not under my roof. She scowls and then winces, her fingertips gently probing her bruise. Sveth changes you, I guess, and Purnisc and I... the Purnisc I knew wouldn't have squashed a spider. I never thought he'd. At least she knows he's doing the Sveth, right? So I don't know why that comes as a surprise later on. That way, of course, he's dealing it. She trails off, still feeling the swollen, discolored flesh. Hold it. But, let's take our survival 2 again. Okay, thought that made him calm instead of violent. Now, I don't really know. Seems better than believing he's always been this way. Well, now maybe I could go talk to him for you. Her hand rests on the table and she clenches it into a white-knuckled fist. There's nothing more to say to him. We're finished. I just want to give this back to him and have a clean break. She opens her hand and a ring clatters onto the table. So now, because we have characteristic honesty at least the second level, we get this. It was his grandmother's. Even after this, I don't have the heart to sell it off. But if I go back to there myself, I know what'll happen. I'll lose my temper, and I'll probably wind up with another one of these. She points to her bruise. Well, just stick a knife in between the fourth and fifth rib, or the fifth and sixth? Just try both. But I've heard you're trustworthy. If you give this back to him, he'll know we're done. Okay, I'll take this ring to him. Because we have diplomatic too, she says. The house is just north of here. Just please don't hurt him. I'm sending someone with your charm, to keep anyone from getting hurt again. That goes for Purnisc as well as myself. Ooh, tea. Just a second, I want to see something. Person. Okay.
Guess I haven't had a reminder in a while.
What happened?
One of them heard me tell a joke about a glam-felon youth with frostbite somewhere sensitive. Kids repeat everything.
I meant just now.
Jam my thumb. Nothing big.
Okay. So there we go. We're right there. We really are right there. So here's the layabouts that were there last time. We'll loot the house when we're done. And when we killed the guard, we can take our money back after bribing him, so that's cool. So the man before you flashes you a toothy and rather unpleasant grin. Well now, a new face. Welcome, friend. Name's Purnisc. And this, he gestures to the room around him, is my humble abode and place of business. So everybody who's just come in, welcome to my stream. I'm still looking this way because the camera used to be over there. I'll get used to it. And I do hope you're in here to do some business. He glances at the nearby guard. Well, now, this seems like a lot of guards for one man. He must be popular. We're going to take a different route, but we're going to do the same result. Purnisc raises a brow. Sure, right. Very perceptive. This business attracts some less pleasant types. Sometimes the clientele can get a little pushy. And every so often, someone even turns out to be snooping into things they shouldn't be. And lessons have to be taught. His face shivers with a quick, unreadable emotion. I'm sure you're too smart to get wrapped up in all that, of course. I'll keep it simple. If you have the coin, I have the spef. You're free to make use of the premises so long as you don't do anything stupid and you don't get to tangle. Wow, that was quite a jump. To tangling with the other customers. Now, Purnisc claps his hands together. What can I get you? Let's give him her ring. Kaenra sent me to give this to you. Purnisc takes the ring and turns it around in his fingers. Nice, but what's it for? You don't recognize the wedding band you gave Kaenra. Oh, yeah, I see now. She's making a statement, isn't she? Good riddance to her, then. Sorry I ever spent the coin to begin with. That's his grandma's ring. He didn't spend a coin. Seems a difficult thing to forget, giving your grandma's ring to someone. Maybe she's just not worth remembering, eh? While you're playing lapdog for her and all, why don't you go back and tell her to keep clear of here? Well, now she seems to care for you. Why are you doing this? Plenty of stars in the sky. Tell her to go set up in the salty mast if she's feeling lonely. That's where all the prostitutes are at, people. Me and her are done. Good, let's talk about something else. Okay, I reckon that's it for now then. I'll be back. So, mercenary, the guard holds up a hand as you approach. You can turn back right now. The lower floor is all yours, but nobody goes upstairs. Why not? He scowls because you'll be breathing through new holes in your neck if you head up there. That's why. Just mind your own business. Once you're on the Svef, you're not going to much care where you are anyhow. So it's like an opium den, quasi. Okay, let's give him 100 copper pieces. The guard narrows his eyes, then takes the money. I do like the view over this way. He turns around. And we all know he's going to be coming after us like the rest of them. We'll have to kill them all. Let God sort them out. Or the gods in this case. Baroth especially. Oops. Seems like we've upset someone already. Oh. Several someones. So let's get head up. Let's have her do a slice and dice. Waiting for the guys to sort themselves out and start throwing the book at them. Or maybe several books. Oh, watch. Okay. That works for me. So, where is he? Is this him? This is him. This is he. Ugh. My English just sends into nothing. This is he. Is this he? This is he. Sounds strange to us as Americans because we hear piss poor examples of English on a daily basis. Ooh, some mighty fine weapons you got there, son. Ah, a rusty bronze key. Let us see what this opens. Shh! These jars are chipped and cracked as if knocked to the ground and set back in place. These people are really just, Adérian dialects. Linguistic topics. What? Let's go finish looting this place out here, then we'll go get that door up here. That's going to look better in our coin purse. It will. Yep. So, let's go talk to this sniveling little weaselly thing. Oh. A man lies bound and bloodied. I told you this is a kinky game. There's a lot of bondage. On the floor before you, his face is a tapestry of bruises, and blood is splattered across several corners of the room. Whoa, now that's a beating. The man cringes and sobs as you approach. Gods, please, please, no more. I can't take any more. I'm not here to hurt you. The man pauses, gazes up at you. You're not, oh, praise Baroth. You're not one of his men, are you? He glances nervously behind you. He shakes his head. Please, I don't know who you are, but my name is Purnisc. This is my house. You have to help me. Okay, then who's that downstairs? An imposter, some wizard named Nyrid. He came into my house, tied me up in here, tortured me, and now he and his men are eating my food and breaking my things. Breaking his things, I like that. And selling stuff inside my house. He blinks. So he just turned up all of a sudden. Okay, so our rational score is at least 2. Purnisc looks away, unable to meet your gaze. You figured me out even faster than my supplier. I may have hung on to a tiny portion of his share, but I needed that money. What exactly happened? He sent over the wizard Nyrid, the man downstairs, Purnisc's shudders, to make up the lost copper, I guess, and to hurt me while he was at it. It feels like it's been days. Okay, hold still, I'll free you. No, wait! Purnisc says, his eyes wide with panic. You'd think we could at least untie him, you know. I can't go out there. Not while he's downstairs. I've been tied up for God's know how long. Please, you have to kill him. Maybe I can convince him to leave. Okay. He shakes his head. I don't doubt your skills of persuasion, but you don't know him, what he's capable of. You'll see soon enough. Okay. By the way, let's come back in here. I want to see. Is there anything of interest here? No. Head design, kinda. It could have been the case, but it's not. What's a guy got to do to piss you people off? Purnisc grins. You're back. Anything I can do for you? Yeah, I found a man tied up upstairs. The one also claiming to be Purnisc. The toothy smile falters. That's so. He shakes his head. Shame you had to go digging around, friend. Because now I can't exactly let you leave, can I? Well, you could. You probably just shouldn't, though. Was getting tired of pretending to be that sad sack anyhow. His mouth curves into a snarl. Guards! Hold on, we can come to arrangement. No, it's your funeral. He's actually not too hard to take down if memory serves. So let's just get started over here. Doggy. You know what? Better yet, let's have you two go ahead and get started on that feller. Stop! I'll give up! I'll just leave! I'll go peacefully, all right? You can go peacefully straight into my dungeon. So we pointed out last time, why build a dungeon if you're not going to put someone in it? He flinches, regret already building up behind his eyes. If that's my only choice, well, now you don't really have a choice. Oh, just a second. I mean, it seems like a choice, but it's actually a lack of options. If y'all catch my drift. Oh, he's right there. Okay. Well, let's just knock somebody down then. Start with him. Where is she? I can't see. That's her. Okay. She can kill him. Looks good so far. So far, so good. They got some magic user here, don't they? Okay. So then we'll see how many more we're standing outside when we're done here. Okay. Excellent. Okay. Because you know that probably wasn't all of them. There's another one. Notice all the drug addicts cleared out.
Leave it to me.
Yay. No!
Hey,
Drama, drama, drama. It's a mighty fine armor you got there, son. Now it's mine. Whoa.
all right then. I'll have it in no time. The work of a moment.
Pissy little piddly POS tied up upstairs. Remember what I always say in Baldur's Gate? Adventuring may be fun, but it sure isn't free, and somebody's got to... Oh, I thought all the addicts had cleared out. Get out of here. There are... No, I don't want your drugs. Okay. So, now we got to go back upstairs and talk to him. Loosen the ties that bind him. That's what this should have been called. The ties that bind him. That'd be a great name for this quest. Ooh, tea. Okay, he's already taken care of. I can't believe this nightmare is finally over. He grins weakly, then seems to remember something. You've no idea what you've done for me, but... He looks up at you in a way again. I need to find my love, Kaenra. Only after whatever Nyrid put her through, I'm afraid she won't give me a chance to explain. But she might listen to you, please. She must be somewhere in Copper Lane. It's the only home she's known. This is in case you've just stumbled in like we did with the other. Kaenra sent me here in the first place. She did. That woman helped save my life without realizing it. Please bring her home and tell her everything is back to normal. Well, I don't know. I'll go talk to her, but I'm not going to lie for you. You just sit there for a little while, huh? Who's going to throw the drug addicts out? Just like, I don't want to make sure that's a dark corner back there. I want to make sure there's nothing of interest. Yeah. That is nothing of interest. Yeah. The chat is totally dead because all my people are lurkers. Or the bulk of them are. Chip. It's just a dark corner. Sometimes a dark corner is just a dark corner. Okay. So, but I will be, as I said, adding chapters to my YouTube videos, changing the thumbnails, making them more searchable. I've learned a lot since I started doing this. So I intend to start enacting that. Magron turns a favorable eye upon our city. The purification fire burns once more, or fires. We give thanks, knowing Defiance Bay will persevere through any hardship. We forgot to talk to that one chick to get that quest. We'll go back and do that. In the Crucible Nights. Blech. Blah, blah, blah. By the way, we did indeed. That one is already done. This one is done as well. His old self. Ooh, tea. Notice he didn't ask us to... I don't know what happened. Okay. He was being impersonated by a powerful wizard. However, the real Purnisc deals Svev. Okay, see, I'm not touching my earbuds this time. Purnisc. My Purnisc is a Svef dealer. They should put Snef, it sounds better. If I didn't know you for an honest man. She brings her fist down on the table, sloshing her drink. Damn it, how can I trust him after something like this? That he lied to me for this long. She runs her hands through her hair and takes a deep breath. I should just be glad I found out about this before the wedding. Okay. I don't know. I hate to be passionate. Well, you know what? He still loves you, so you might have a future together. Whiny little. Perhaps you're right. If he's willing to give it up, we can work this out. Seems worthwhile to give him a chance anyway. Okay, minor positive there. Oh, and take this. She unclasps something from her neck, picked it up from one of the merchants to help me stand firm in my decision. I'll be fine without it now. Unwavering resolve. OT. That must have been really funny. What the fuck? Muy loco. Okay.
To speak his mind.
I'm not hesitant. I just like to consider my words carefully.
You should really hear yourself talk, amigo.
So, we need to go back to the Crucible Knights in the first fires. I still think it's funny to hear people talk about Tyranny as the best roleplay game ever and Pillars of Eternity as the worst. Obviously, it's what the Germans call Geschmackssache.
Once you've seen...
Normally, we listen to this dialogue, but at the moment, it seems to be chop, 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 choppy. So this will give us then this will open Heritage Hill for us. Was my thought. Okay. Up. Still got them on speed mode. Okay, so she's in the training room, which is right here, actually. Let's go and get her permission to go on in. Okay, the Justiciar's gaze flicks over you briefly before returning to the novitiates gathered in the training room. If this is about patrols, my novitiates are already stretched to their limit. Between the refugee influx and the mess at Heritage Hill, I simply don't have any units to spare. After a pause, she looks over at you again. I'm sorry, was there something else you need? What's this about Heritage Hill? She lowers her voice. What isn't wrong is the real question. A whole district of walking, flesh-eating corpses. We sealed the area 2 months ago, just after I lost one of my finest commanders there. And yet, this is the second guard rotation to disappear. There are already enough rumors about the place floating around the keep without my soldiers whispering about these disappearances. She shakes her head. I'd just as soon abandon the district, but if those monsters should find a way out... Okay, tell me about it. Used to be one of the most prestigious districts in Defiance Bay, but a few months ago, the residents all went mad. Started eating each other and anything else that had the bad luck to wander into the district. I've never seen anything like it. Now, Every novitiate that stands guard there, well, everyone that comes back anyway, talks of the stench of the grave and the groans of unspeakable horrors. She holds up one plate-clad finger, and the why and the how are questions for the animancers. I've sealed the district in hopes of containing whatever happens there. It seems to be working for now. If nothing else, if there's nothing else, I must attend to my duties. Okay, so we have to go back to this one to say I could look into it. She steps back and regards you. After what I've just told you, you want to go to Heritage Hill. I've lost trained soldiers there. Why shall I let anyone in? My favorite one is, you got nothing to lose. If you're so eager to rush to your death, I won't stop you. She quietly looks on at the novitiates. And if you're somehow able to put a stop to this, you've got my permission to enter Heritage Hill. I'll send word to the guards at the gate. Okay, well, what is it you do here? She's in charge of the keep novitiates, their training, etc. Okay, so. I think we need to rest again before we continue. This time, rather than going out to the plains, we're going to go to Heritage Hill and start taking care of that, okay? We can deal with the plains another time. We're writing down some of the names of the people we've dealt with today so that when I put the chapters together, I have the information I need without having to try to go through the stream. So let's go sleep first, and then we'll go to Heritage Hill. By the way, with regards to my eyes, what I've been told so far is I'm just going to have to learn to live with it. The neurologist said he thinks I have a dry eye disorder or whatever you call it. So I'm going to try to arrange to see a Polish optometrist or see if I can get something going from that side, or neurologist as well if I need to. Okay, so let's come over here and...
Good day to you.
I'd like a room, please. Hold it. Yeah, we can get refreshments afterward. Actually, we can we can go to the store now from here. She does not actually have anything. Endurance, Constitution, Reception. Yeah, okay. Endurance, Dexterity, Perception, Endurance, and Might. Let's take this one for her. Okay. Excellent. Now we can go to the room. Let's go ahead and take this one. Yes, I know I'm silly. Just looking. So now we can go start the ones in Heritage Hill finally. And I make 3, actually, quests in Heritage Hill. It's really hard to know which ones. I guess this one's actually closer, technically. So, Missing Sentries, Safe Haven, and Undying Heritage. And here we go. And by the way, the blue-green screen I got, it wasn't very expensive. It really wasn't. I did a review for it today. Because I think it's really good, given the money that I gave for it. So it doesn't matter who I talk to.
Hail and well met.
I see the stench hasn't driven you away yet. Yeah, well, Wyla sent me. I'm looking into the missing guards. Ah, so you're the one she sent word about. The guard looks you up and down, frowning. I was expecting her to send a whole squad of justiciars. Not that I'm volunteering, mind you. I'll have the gate open immediately. Just watch your step, and I'm afraid we can't send anyone after you if this goes badly. Any ideas what might have happened to the other guards? None. And I've no desire to find out, neither, if you catch my meaning. The ones that disappeared weren't the deserting type. The worst part is, both times the watch disappeared, the next rotation found the gate unlocked. I don't know whether they went in or whether something got out, but if it's the latter, refugees are going to be the least of our problems. Seen or heard anything unusual? Friend, I try not to see or hear. I try to see and hear as little as possible. One of the women on the last watch said she heard someone shouting from the northeast part of the district. Something that sounded like an order, but I don't see how anyone could survive in there. Once or twice I caught a glimpse of something moving on the other side of the gate. The guard shudders. I'd just as soon forget it. Fair enough. And by the way, that's probably what made them open the gate, is probably hearing Lord knows what. Oh, we can just go in. It's open. I thought I was going to have to transition. I forgot. It's been a while since I've done this. Well spotted.
There's something unnatural.
Leave it to...
You're the next one on my list, wizard. You keep a list? Keeping a list. Check it twice. Gonna find out who's naughty or nice. Wait. Wrong film. It's kind of creepy, you know? Yeah, your footsteps is not yours. That is really creepy and woohoo. By the way, that's a loose quote from the Scrooge's, or the Muppet Christmas Carol. Something twitches and shambles in the darkness between the slats. A rancid draft creeps from the house. It's right about this time, if we were sitting in the theater, that I would go, bah! And everyone would start laughing except my daughter, who screams. So we found one secret. Yes, I do get kind of loud. Sorry. And then my friends tell me if I turn it down too much, my friends say that I'm too soft. In fact, I think I'm going to turn this down just a teeny bit. I keep seeing this go way up into the orange. So there are a lot of things to take care of in this district, actually. Hi! Evening, Schneider. How are you? So... Dargle. Oh. He is petrified. Okay. So let's start throwing some books. This is not what you should do with your books in real life, folks. Okay? Spew your vile tongue. That's what I'm always saying in AC Valhalla. Spew your vile tongue. Doesn't matter whether they're Saxon or Viking, you know?
I'll have it in no time.
Or Anglo-Saxon, so to speak.
Work of a moment.
Ooh, what's this? Ooh. She sits up straighter. defense against spells. Nice. By the way, guys, when you do write in the chat, I don't see it right away because there is a lag in the stream. I didn't build it in. It's just there. I have the lag turned off everywhere in my... So, where's that amulet we were eyeballing just a second ago? Let's put this on him. Gives him spell defense. Pretty much everyone has something or another that they're wearing. Intellect and resolve. What's he got on? Perception. It's awful good for him. Intellect and resolve. Not sure. We'll think about. We'll give that consider that a little bit further later. And hi to everyone, anyone who might have come in. By the way, you'll. It always looks like there's. That's interesting. It says there's 2 here, and it says there's 1 here. It always looks like there's only 1 or 2 people in here. There are 2, 4, 6, 8, 11 in here at the moment. There's a lot of lurkers. They'd like to lurk in the chat, and that's fine. Or in the stream, actually. Okay, let's see what this says. The crosshatched claw marks score this vault. Okay. That's quite a lot of them. So what we're going to do is we're going to see if we can't cast a fireball. Get him all head up again. And then wait here. Okay. Okay. So let's kill this guy. Hate that when I miss. They start strategically repositioning themselves. No. So we ought to get him pretty quickly. He's got a pistol. This is where he's reloading, by the way. In case you've not had cause to play this too much yet. It is a fun game, I think. Like I said, it is a role-play game, too. Come on, guys. Just kill it and get it over with. Stop playing with your food. Thank you. Okay. What she said.
All right, then.
I think I'm going to start wearing my ball cap. The inscription underneath the family crest reads Vultus. It's a headless statue. A small plaque at the base reads, Freedom above all, Admeth Hadret. Oh, that's why that hall is called Admeth. Okay, so this will require a proper key, which we do not have yet. Before we can get into that, it's a very smart looking hat. It looks like someone smashed the family crest on this mausoleum with a hammer. The inscription beneath is illegible. Let's go have a peeky pie. Oh, we can't. We scroll. We can zoom in. We can't zoom out. Okay. A woman turns when you enter. Her wide, pale eyes shine like lamps in the darkness of a tomb. 4 Crucible knights hover nearby, their glazed expressions fixed on her. Reinforcements at last. I hope you've come armed, because we've got to get out of here. Something about her seems hazy and insubstantial, even in the darkness of the tomb. Okay, let's be clever and say, I hate to tell you this, but you're already dead. Her eyes grow cold and hard. You better explain yourself, and quickly. You're a ghost. You've been luring Crucible knights to their death. She freezes in place, hovering in the air. No, that's impossible. It's only been... I can't be... The other side of the tomb is visible through her gaping mouth. She looks at her hands, seemingly for the first time, turning them in front of her. As her eyes and her mouth widen in horror, she turns to you. What have you done to me? The fuck? I just got here. Her expression hardens, and the Crucible Knights behind her stir. Novitiates, attack! By the way, Elijah, you might want to cook that on a lower thing to let it heat through really well. Seriously? The fuck? I didn't do anything. I guess I shouldn't have told her. Should have just played along. I can't let it continue, that's for sure. Oops, I think my spell is not targeting her. Where is she? There she is. Okay. Waiting for her to become slightly more substantial here. Decisions. She was supposed to already be doing that.
Hey.
Okay, that's doing some damage at least. Let's see if this does anything in particular. Okay, we're doing a really good job with her, aren't we? There we go. She's gone. Okay. You have a choice of strategies in essence, and that is either you take out the big one and go for the little ones, or you take out the little ones and go for the big one. And, of course, it's best if all your people focus on the same enemy. Take them out as quickly as humanly possible, and voila. And there you go. OT. Nice. Those books are doing some real damage, aren't they? I've got a book. It's like, I don't know about that. I guess about that thick, but it's like this big. It's Bismarck's 75th anniversary. It's really cool. Did you see those uniforms? Those are sweet. Look at that. Crucible Knight plate armor. Nice. And the thing is that you can actually enchant these things. If we have enough, we could do superb. If we had these things, we need a brain. If I only had a brain. And then we could add these sorts of things to it. We could really, I think we might keep one of those and see if we can't eventually. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. They're pretty. Oh, yes. And she needs her food there. Of course, there were also, there's more of these. Yeah, I knew I saw one of those as well. I think he has. Nope. Okay, I don't think he needs that. Swap that out for the potion of power. And I want the figurine right there. Let's give him the other potion of power. He has fleet feet. For some reason, I wasn't seeing Durance right off. So we can give him the mirror image. And let's give him some minor endurance. What does she have? She has nothing. Bleh. Bleh, bleh, bleh. So let's give her these things for the moment. Okay. So.
That's a new visual.
Walk away. Oh, thank goodness. I thought they were going to open it without disarming the trap. I'll take it. He's not going to need it. That's for sure.
Hey.
Everyone. Get down.
shall be discreet.
So that takes care of the Banshee, who was calling Crucible Knights to their death. Two-story job. Dream. Blood Legacy. Interestingly enough, oh, here it is. Undying Heritage. Ah, now that's one of the other ones. Well, bugger me. And again, these are donor plaques. They're kind of interesting sometimes. The people
I'll see
are
what I can do. The work
quite
of a
clever. Okay. Now we need the key to get into that other mausoleum. Everyone seems to have named their kid Dargle. Just kidding.
You're not... Leave it to me!
Wait for this to let go. And the mausoleum has been... This mausoleum has been sealed tight. As opposed to sealed loosely, presumably. What did it say? What did it say? Crockware, stale foodstuffs, and once priceless vases, now chipped and cracked, fill the wagon. Hey, I can do a good impression of those guys, can't I? Okay. Not sure if that's something to brag about. Oh, okay.
Hey.
To me, are they like really easy? I think the book slamming helps, though. I really do. Haha. These guys are really easy, aren't they? It's not just my imagination. Ooh, tea. Oh, the pretty doggy. Why are you still in stealth, sweetie? That was a wee bit mental, wasn't it? He was ahead of his time. And we already have enough of these. Sleep time. We can rest. Singamabobber. What's-a-mahoozers. Heritage Hill Cemetery. Ooh. It's going to be really creepy and woohoo. That's the main reason in this game to sneak around. It's to discover secrets. What? Secrets. So I'm trying to think if we're supposed to visit this person first or if we're supposed to visit this person after we've already been to the tower. These stale loaves are as hard as rocks. A woman bends over a roaring fire, feeding a splintered chair leg into it. As you get closer, you notice something unnatural about her, a certain pallor to her skin, a lack of movement beneath her flesh, even while her arms execute deft, efficient movements. Ah, so she's not, you don't see the muscular movement. And then you see the puckered flesh, ragged and bloodless, over her heart. Careful, well and glade fast. This one thirsts for kith blood.
It's rude to say.
It is.
Don't worry. I've no mind to start anything with you. After all, I've stayed in such good shape by choosing my meals carefully.
I think that's an insult, isn't it? Seems like a carefully veiled insult. We saw her in a vision? Okay, I saw you in a vision.
Believe me, I've heard that line before. A
Who are you?
survivor, by the grace of my own careful preparations. When I heard the claws scrabbling at the door outside, I took care of matters myself. And since then, I've been careful to keep myself fresh and fed.
Do you know what's happening here?
An incredible act of animus. Of a magnitude this part of the world likely hasn't seen since Engwithian times. Someone found something very powerful and ancient. And I'd bet my own preserved life it wasn't Aldhelm or his lovely assistant.
Okay, I still don't understand why this district is full of walking corpses. She spins from the fire to face you because someone found a way to tether their souls to their bodies. Don't you see? Pardon me. She taps her skull with an impatient finger. So, when the heart stops beating, when the blood stops flowing, their bodies still animate. And with a newfound hunger, she turns back to the fire. Those that can feed it with living flesh and essence stay strong and sharp. Those that can't, degenerate quickly. Okay, tell me what you know about this Aldhelm. His name barely merits repeating. He's a charlatan who liked to dig up pretty artifacts and call himself a scholar. The pity with animancy these days is that just about anyone can claim to be an expert. Okay. I see. I truly doubt that. Okay, it's time for me to be going. What a lovely chat. Let's get ready to rumble! Oh, yeah. Seda, let us in. It's safe, come out now. Open the door, Seda. The female Dargle sniffs the air and whirls around, hissing, Survivor. And I intend to stay that way, too. Just saying.
I'm ready.
Hey.
These are creepy and woo. And a little bit more powerful than one would have thought, huh? Let's have her get her second wind.
You're not.
Okay, there we go. And then we'll want to sleep afterward. Palagina is going to need rest. They've got some nice treasure, that's for sure. Find your places. Find your places. Everyone find your places. Excuse me. I'm having a lot of problems. I think that a lot of my eyes is sinus infections, to be honest with you.
Hey,
And we will find out since I still had some antibiotics at home. Focus our efforts.
you're not.
So tomorrow I think I'm going to go to the do-it-yourself center at the Baumacht, and get a light bulb that's not quite so bright. This is the one that came with this thing, and it's way too bright for me. It's like, no. Okay. Let's wait till she heals again.
And what does the flame reveal?
It reveals that you're an ass. Okay. Ooh, map. I love the maps. Oh, his will. We already fought that lord. He's undead. I would say that qualifies essentially as dead. Right? And he's destroyed now. So, a last will and testament has been carefully drawn up on a stained piece of sackcloth. It lists Lord Valtus's various titles and holdings, ending with the following: should no member of my family survive, it is my wish that my wealth and my property be dispensed to the Crucible Knights. Let my wife and children and me be buried with my forebears in the Valtus family tomb at the right hand of Duke Hadret. Ooh. I didn't know that. Signed Valerio Valtus, 5th Lord of House Valtus. How interesting. Oh, thank you, sweetness. I probably won't be able to eat it yet. Okay. Yeah, I guess so. Don't know what I'm going to do with all that beer, but there it is. Some vegetables. We are in the kitchen after all. Makes sense. Okay, so this was the room on the other side of the hall.
I shall be discreet.
Let's go back over here. We have one more room back here that we have not seen before going into this room. Checking it.
I'll see what I can find.
There it is.
I'll see what I can do.
Okay. We needed that key to go back here.
Nice and quiet.
That's not very quiet. Valtus Groundskeeper's letter. This is a note addressed to the household staff. Please see to it that the family mausoleum is swept and the marble polished. The key is hanging, as always, in the kitchen by the oven. We didn't see any key there. We'll have to go back. So that's safe haven here. Ah, another kitty cat, but one without holes in its side and really grody stuff, you know. So let's put the kitty, pretty kitty, down there. This has, of course, served its purpose. At the very least, the ground keys have. When light shines from behind the map, there's a ragged hole to the outside, as if someone dug through. Ah, so now we know how the little one got out, don't we? So let's go back in the kitchen and see if we maybe can look next to the stove just a little bit closer. There seems to be a hook mentioned in the letter, but the mausoleum key is missing. Okay. Broken chairs up into tables and shattered vases block the stairs. Splintered planks shift precariously. Okay. This is the entire district. Now, save some. Let's go down here real quick.
You're not getting through me.
I feel like someone just went up a level. I thought I heard the very small clang that you hear when that happens. No, I guess I didn't. Okay, fair enough. Okay, so this should lead to the tower. Let's go take care of the mausoleum real quick, okay? Here we go. Oh, there's a little girl. A little girl cowers in the back of the tomb. Her face is streaked with dirt, and even in the shadows you can tell she's far too thin. She watches you, holding her breath. I suppose we could be clever. Is this what you kids do for fun these days? She inches into the candlelight. Her clothes are little more than filthy rags now, but ripped and stained fabric looks like embroidered silk. You have to be quiet. Noise brings the hungry people. If she's afraid of hungry people, maybe I should step outside. He's quite clever himself, isn't he? My name is Seda. Are you hiding from them too? She watches the door of the vault, her eyes wide and careful. You're Seda. Ah. I came across some Dargles in a house. The girl's eyes widen. You saw Mother and Father and Emilo. How did you get away? Let's be stoic about it. Those aren't your parents anymore. She picks at a thumbnail watching you. She nods slowly. So, why would we ask where's your family? We just established that. Tell me what happened to you. Her eyes take on a distant look. Her legs start to tremble. Okay. So we'll use our perception. You're frightened and you've been stuck here far too long. But try to remember what happened before. She takes a deep breath and stares at the stone floor. There was a big noise and a light in the sky, and everyone thought it was a storm. But then people started waking up. After they died, I mean. She twists her shredded sleeves into knots. Mother and Father and Emilo boarded up the door, but the hungry people found our house. Her fidgeting becomes more agitated. They fought, but the hungry people always get up again. They broke through the door, and Mother told me to hide, and then I came here to hide. But the door got stuck, and I didn't know when it would be safe outside. Okay, so you need to get out of here, hon. Is it safe? Are the hungry people out there? I actually have cleared the district, so it should be fine. Okay, so she's not going to let anything catch her, she promises us. are going to do some looting. We should be ashamed of ourselves, it's true. Very cool. Very cool, very cool, very cool. So now I'm sinking and it hoits. That's my naughty rabbit who keeps eating the carpet, among other things. Peeing all over the place, driving me absolutely nuts. My brain just emptied out. This is interesting that these mausoleums don't have any secrets. Stop it. That's ridiculous. Crazy people. Okay. Now we need to go to the tower. We'll take a break soon so I can eat a little something before it gets cold. Okay? And then we'll be right back. We're about halfway through our 4-hour stream. So this actually seems like a good chance to take a break.
Hey.
Ooh, tea. So, let's go get to the tower here. He told us about a crack in the tower. Do you remember? How we could actually open the tower?
Hey.
Holy cow. That's a lot of them.
Indeed.
Trying to see if there's somewhere where I can get him where he can use his lightning here without getting anyone else. That means we need to get this person, which is apparently Doggy. We need to get them out of there. Okay. Holy cow. She needs to do second wind. He could do consecrated ground, and he could also help out here, couldn't he? Holy cow. So let's see, who do we have the best chance with? There's one. Let's take that one out. Excellent. We're going to start picking these people off a little bit, or people in the loosest sense of the term. Holy cow. Love to get rid of those frickin' wizards. Yeah, baby. Sorry about my throat. I really am suffering from very, very bad sinus problems here. Let's do that here. Let's do a necrotic lance thingy there.
You're not getting through me.
Come on, kill it before it spreads. There we go. I have faith in you. So you come over here and knock him down. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, there's another one.
Okay.
So those are the wizards, thankfully. Let's see if we can heal him. You knock this one down. There we go. Okay. Excellent. I am fading from existence. Phew. Tea. So let's save it.
All right, then.
Steady does it.
Nice. Just a second. Surely someone can go up there and grab that. Frankly, I don't care. And don't call me Shirley. Okay. To be frank. That's it. To be frank, I don't care. And don't call me Shirley. Okay. People are like, what? The f is she talking about? I don't know. We're going to need to sleep before we break into the tower. Or enter the tower. That sounds much nicer. Anybody bring any hot dogs? I think we had 2 left. It's not enough to go around. Shh! The massive stone door of the tower is sealed, and there doesn't appear to be any way of opening it. So let's speak the words we learned from the leaden key acolyte. You hear rumbles and clanks from hidden tumblers as the door unlocks. Now you notice we've been streaming for over 2 hours. Our stream is only stabilized by turning off that Windows Defender. And I think Microsoft should be ashamed of itself that it constantly causes our systems to become unstable. 2 days still for that one. Wow. I'm not letting him go.
Hey.
Wow, they stabilized a lot quicker than I thought they would.
Yes.
I don't know, is that really disengaging? I suppose it is. Why didn't he cast his book one? Okay, so I went and took off the AI last time, and I'm going to make sure that it stays off. Because what keeps happening is they keep doing stuff, the so-called AI, which is not an actual AI. It's just an algorithm that they have programmed in here. Actual AI can be taught. This thing cannot. The fucker's gonna follow him. We know what this means. He must be killed. You, knock him down. You, slash at him. So we can't have you killing the wizard. As annoying as he may be. Oh, donkey killed it. Wow, this is a pile of corpses. don't know why it went up to him. A week of study, and we are still none the wiser about the device. Trendig remains optimistic. I don't know what I'd do without his spirit. This is from Aldhelm. Trendig's letter. Dearest mother and father, you will be pleased to hear that I have learned much already since coming to the city. There are many incredible ruins nearby, and Master Greg has allowed me to accompany him on a number of expeditions. I'm writing to you from inside an ancient Engwithian tower. There's an entire district built up around it, but the locals have mostly left the tower untouched. They have let us set up temporary living quarters here so our work can continue uninterrupted. It is an unsettling place at times, but Master Greg has been a constant comfort, and he's quick to remind me that the things we learn about this or from this tower may one day help us find a cure for Widewind's legacy. I'd better get some rest now. Mr. was master up until now. Greg lights to get an early start on the day. All my love, Trendig. We're going to be fighting a lot of those monsters. The mattress is lumpy and smells of old straw, but whoever slept here last made it neatly. Essence shimmers and pulsates within the strange device. Well, it wasn't like we expected to stay hidden for too long.
Hey.
If it makes you rest.
No, but it'd make it easier to fight these guys. That's for sure. Wow, those revenants are really easy, aren't they? The Darghouls are more difficult. Okay, this looks like their temporary residence that he was talking about. Well, part 2. Okay. Day 2. We've completed our measurements of the machine thanks to Trendig's youthful agility. Further examination is required to discover its intended use. Righty. We're looking for secrets like that. Luring them through here. Ooh, tea.
I'm ready.
Leave it to me.
Kill it quickly, lest it spread. These guys are pretty wicked, aren't they? Well, that was outside of our... we set up a radius for searching, by the way, and that was just outside of our radius. Ooh, pretty. But some of the stuff really does look pretty. Patting the scratchy old coverlet thickens the air with dust. No one has used this bed in weeks. Überlegst doch. Weeks. Come, hop, 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 hop. Okay, let's go back here to the staircase. And let us ascend. Let us save first. So, and everyone, welcome to my stream. By the way, if you're watching this as a past broadcast or live, if you're not subscribed to me or following me, do so. Whether it's in Kick, whether it's in Twitch, whether it's in YouTube. Turn on the notifications, you know when I'm streaming or when I have uploaded a video for you. And I am busy working on my videos to add chapters to make them more useful to you. Oh, so, okay, we know who we want because we know who the hardest ones are.
Hey.
Nicely done. Okay.
I'll let Fragments fire bless this.
That sounds like an excellent plan. I wish you would speed it up just slightly. This does not hit our own people. It only hits the naughty ha-ha enemies. Okay. Come on. We got a Revenant over there. He's going to be the easier one. That's why we're just leaving him for the moment. Oh, that's a crawly thing. All these things crawling around for us. Okay, so let's just start randomly killing these things. Oh, he didn't cast the book thing when we told him to last time. We must have accidentally cut in the middle of it. Okay, everyone, you're supposed to be... I guess we killed the one we were... That's what happens. So he's supposed to just grab somebody. Yeah. Yeah, baby. Then fight them. Hello. That's really weird, isn't it? Come on, that's what I'm talking about. As I said, the Revenants get killed pretty easily, so that's not a huge deal. This is not a combat simulator. This is a role-play game. Just to make sure that that's clear, because some people criticize the combat, but it's not meant to simulate actual combat. Which, of course, the combat mechanisms could still be annoying to you, even knowing that much. So, the scroll contains a pen and ink diagram of the Adra device running through the tower. Despite copious measurements and carefully drawn details, it gives no indication of the machine's purpose. Okay. The Works of the Engwithians, a comprehensive guide. Well, we need that book. We need that book. Ooh. This is why we sneak around, to find traps and find secrets. Excellent. Okay. So we might want to start sneaking again. We don't know. See what the next page says. Okay, another page from Aldhelm's journal, day 11. We finally got out of the tower to clear our heads. Beasts take the patrons. We'll finish the study on our own terms, our own time. Just as I said, as much to Trendig, the sky came to life with stray lightning. I said, it's a good omen, but the poor lads spooked. Only cure for that is a good night's sleep. So, let's see if I've lost my... I think I might have accidentally turned it off. We'll see. Nope. Excellent. Two more. They're still sneaking. Those dead critters haven't found him yet.
You're not getting through me.
Okay. So we are streaming later on Friday nights. primarily in the hope of catching people in different time zones as they finally finish their workday. Okay, let's see what this one is. We are doing the Heritage Hill quests, folks, by the way. Day 10, patrons grow impatient with the lack of quantifiable results. They should drag themselves out of their mansions and spend a few nights here if they think it's so easy. I think most of us are like that about our work, you know. I used to have colleagues who would contact me and say, oh, I need you to make a change to this diagram. It's only going to take you 5 minutes. Like, dude, you have no idea what my process is. Nothing ever takes 5 minutes. Okay. That went straight into our chest. Thieves' letter. Our contact inside... What? No. Ah. Remember the gal we met? Who is already undead but controlling her appetite? This is she. Aldhelm, I did indeed receive your recent summons, as well as the two that came before it. I'd been waiting for you to present yourself on my doorstep so that I could give you my answer in person, a firm and unwavering no. I won't help you. In fact, I relish the idea of you and your team of glorified engineers sitting in that tower, sweating over the ruins I've studied for years. Nothing gives me greater pleasure than knowing that my research, which you've long disparaged, is the missing piece in your mundane little puzzle. As you well know, it's knowledge I've always valued. I'm just around the corner. I encourage you to find me. Here's hoping. Like I said, I still think Windows turned itself back on. That's fucking real-time protection. And I wouldn't mind if it didn't destabilize your system. I've actually think it's a really good thing.
Let's try
Except that.
Still nothing. Confounded device.
Okay, a man hunches over a strange mechanism. His spine, let me do this. That's gonna, as soon as I set back, I'm gonna start getting seizures, which might be entertaining for you. His spine, a sharp ridge rising from his arched back. He's barely clothed in filthy rags, and the patches of skin you see are mottled green. A spoiled stench emanates from him. He's so intent on his work that he doesn't notice you until your shadow falls over him. When he turns and sees you, he snarls and scuttles behind the Adra pedestal. Only his bare teeth seem to have escaped decay. His eyes are yellowed and bloodshot, but they flicker with intelligence. He averts his gaze and holds a hand in front of his face.
Shouldn't be here. What do you want?
Okay, who or what are you?
15 years at Brackenbury. 7 tours to the ruins beyond Solace Vale. I'm an animancer. Still an animancer.
His gaze lights on the Adra post with sudden recognition. He starts to turn back to the copper dials. Tell me what happened here.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
He smashes a fist into the Adra pillar. Nobody told him technology and brutality don't mix, except it did in the 70s, if you remember. On the television. His hand makes a crunching noise, but doesn't bleed.
Forgive me. Forgive me.
He covers his face with his other hand.
Research. We came to do research. On the tower. Some commission from gods. It hardly matters now.
Alos's lips twist in disgust. If I had a copper skewet for every fool animancer whose thirst for knowledge led to a disaster, well, I would never have ended up in Gilded Vale, that's for sure. Okay, so let's tell him to keep talking, right? No, whatever happened, I just need you to give me the facts, please.
Something happened on our 11th night. Lights in the sky and a static charge in the air. But we were so careful. We were staying in the chambers below. Trindig, my assistant, said he saw a robed figure lurking around the tower. Wore a mask. Carried knives at his sides. A trick of shadows, I told him. The next morning we felt strange. Like we hadn't eaten in weeks. So dazed that we didn't at first notice the blood around our beds. The strange wounds that had appeared overnight.
Bummer, dude.
And the machine. This cursed spire. Dormant for 2,000 years. Lifeless through hundreds of our experiments. And we wake that morning to find it spinning on its own. On its own! How can we stop what we couldn't start? Years
me.
I've been doing this. Years. I know how these things work. But I don't know how this happened. Where to go? That's the problem. Their souls are trapped here like flies in a jar, clinging to rotting meat.
Okay, so slow down. What does the machine have to do with souls?
No time to slow down. But I can explain.
I'm going to change these. This
Hold
keeps
a
cutting
magnet
in
over
now.
iron splinters and they stick. Yes.
I suspect it's the
Rub your hand over
Windows
weir wool,
Bluetooth.
and the hair of your head will follow it.
probably trying to force me to update again.
Yes, with this machine.
I really hate Windows. Okay, he looks at you and runs his tongue along the edges of his fine, strong teeth. He quickly looks away.
It has the power to manipulate souls, but why? For what?
We have
How many others lie buried in the
a
ruins
bit of
Air
information
Blanc?
already.
No. Focus on this one. It's imprisoned our souls in our bodies. Cut the root between essence and flesh. Left a dwindling soul stuck in a shriveling husk.
Okay, there was a stranger in the tower the night this
I didn't
happened?
see him. My assistant, he saw him. We laughed. Said he was spooked by the cemetery. Perhaps it was already too late. I don't know what he did. But by morning the machine was on and we were slain. People were already on the streets,
What a
complaining
nightmare.
of neighbors and family members acting strangely.
Okay, but you're not like the ghouls on the
Not
street.
But I will be. My body is dead. My soul, imprisoned in this corpse, only makes it seem otherwise. And as the body decays, so does the mind. Until nothing is left but the hunger. The only way to forestall the process is through a regular infusion of essence. Living flesh is the only ready supply. I'm not proud of any of it.
Well, he didn't do
Hunting
it, so.
men and women in the early days of the affliction. Picking off soldiers that came to investigate. But I'd do it again. I'll do it as long as I must to end this disaster. You could help. Help me
Okay.
end this. Help me find sustenance.
What happened to
By
the rest of your
time
team?
I realized what had happened, the district had already been sealed. So
Oh,
we
good
fed
cat.
when we needed, and locked ourselves in the tower to work. And then there came a time when the hunger struck, and there was hardly anyone left.
Okay, how can I help?
Not your help I need. It's Hermit, shrew. Squanders her research on frivolities. Then refuses to make herself useful. Runes. The runes are the last part of the puzzle. Icantha knows them. She gives them to you, and you can turn the machine off. Release our souls.
Okay, I'll go and get that from... I'll go and get it from her. She made it clear she's not going to have anything to do with him.
She was here, in the district. Probably here still, Always prepared. Clever lady, that one. And perhaps you'll bring me something. Something to keep me sharp. Then I show you a secret about the machine. Something to make you strong.
You know, we're going to have to end his existence at the end of this. It's just not going to, that's not going to end any other way. Palagina clenches her jaw. Her eyes narrow suspiciously. Descanto. His condition has turned him into little more than an animal. Don't do it. A jagged Adra pillar rises in front of you, encased in stonework and run through with copper veins. Unintelligible runes cover the panel. Let us inspect the machine. We won't touch the dial. That would be kind of insane, wouldn't it? A sunburst of copper filaments surrounds a dial that looks to be about twice the size of a hen's egg. The filaments cross and diverge, ending in bead-tipped nodes. Each wire has a point of origin somewhere along the edge of the dial. Runes are inscribed around the dial. So we will leave because we don't know how to work the machine yet, and we don't need to screw everything up, do we? No one else was coming with her. I was a little suspicious. So let's go all the way down to the bottom. I like that they built that in there. That makes it less of a pain in the rump roast. I think when we go back up, though, we will not have that option, if memory serves. Which is fine. It makes sense. Okay, let us go see this gal and see if she will agree to help us, since she won't help him. Let me... I think that my computer is frozen, but I don't think we've lost the stream per se.
Hey.
Okay. So, let's go back up and visit this gal, see if she is willing to help us. There she is. Woo. Okay, we've taken care of everything else in the district, by the way. There were 2 other things to take care of. The little girl and the commander. Okay.
You return. What if you come seeking this time?
I need the words that operate the Engwithian machine in the tower.
That fool Aldhelm. He sent you, didn't he? I can hardly believe he's had the cleverness to survive. That simpleton thinks he can understand how to use something without understanding what it is, or why it is.
You feel a hot core of pride smoldering at the center of her soul. You see, she has not been acknowledged as the scholar that she
dabbles
is.
with ancient and powerful devices, with all the finesse of a blacksmith. He sends you here to petition me for aid after years of disparaging my research.
See?
I'll bet he didn't even tell you the tower's name, did he? That's his problem. Always looking for solutions without caring for meaning.
So, humble him now by demonstrating the value of your research. My silence demonstrates it more succinctly. Your words fan the strange coals at the center of her soul. Tell me the tower's name.
Teir Nowneth. It's called Teir Nowneth. They built a machine atop it to contain souls, hold them in place. But the others I've seen, machines scattered all over the Deerwood, are relays, built to move souls.
So this is where it's moving the souls to. This is the destination. Where would they move their souls?
Anywhere they wished. The real question, as always, is why? To intermix them the way a player shuffles his deck, the way a farmer rotates his fields? To collect them, like butterflies under glass. To melt them down for raw essence. Unfortunately, I don't know.
Why would they want to?
Perhaps they didn't. Perhaps that's why they built no other machines like this one. We now see the Engwithians as masters of soul manipulation. But they couldn't have attained their expertise without copious trial and error.
True.
Perhaps this was one such experiment.
You seem to know a lot about this tower.
I read the runes like a journal. I understand their meaning. People like Aldhelm try to read them like instructions, and in so doing, they miss their true meaning completely.
Okay, so how do we operate
Back to
it?
these Tinker's concerns. And what would you do with these tethered souls if I told you?
I'd release them.
So you say. And just what would you release them to?
Bear off.
They'd abandon their existence here for another somewhere else, equally aimless and meaningless.
They have to go back to the wheel. I could help you, but I won't. The pride lodged in her soul flares up, twisting into the shape of something that writhes and squeals within her. Here I have specimens aplenty, and time enough to observe them all. It's every scientist's dream. My answer is no. We're going to extinguish her pride. The vampire doesn't seem to notice as you wrap your mind around the squalling, burning mass. However, it sears your very bones. You jump back, crying out in pain. I won't abandon this opportunity. These souls will remain with me, and I'll accomplish more than any animancer in the history of the field. And who will know about it? The pride thing flickers as flames around it abate. All I've learned, years of studying the Engwithian language, no one understands better than me. That counts for something. Okay, so let's pick number 3. Your opportunities are finite. One day, that knowledge will die with you. Pride hisses and sputters. It's little more than an ember now. You're wrong. But there's no conviction in her voice. I'll build it forever. I'll cling to it. That will give me something. Teach me what you know, and I'll make sure it grows and your legacy lives forever. Your words finally quench her pride, and all that remains is a blackened diamond-hard rock. You cast it away where it melts into the darkness.
So be it. My studies and efforts shall grow through yours. These are the words you need.
Her cold, dry fingertips rest on your temples, and you feel her reaching into your mind, forming images from the darkness. Ruins flash through your head, but they're no longer just pictures. They have meaning, and you understand them. They're commands. Something triggers in your mind, a distant memory unearthed from a past life, long since buried. You can see a vast array of ruins, far more than Icantha has shown you, and you know their sound and their meaning and how they fit together. The language of Engwith once more at your command.
Something has awakened in your mind. You understand far more than I ever did. Take this knowledge, then,
The key to
and do
open
what
that
you
up for
will
us.
with Teir Nowneth. Now that you understand its purpose, it will serve you in whatever way you wish.
Okay. So let's ask her this. Maybe she knows something more about it. You said the other towers around the Deerwood were constructed to move souls. Okay, she said she didn't know. Please explain how the control words work. Harnessing the power. Okay, understanding is about understanding what it's designed to do. You know the words and their meanings. You can speak them, and the tower shall obey. Okay, let's ask her that then about the other towers. How do I get out of this conversation? What do I do with the tower now that I understand the words? I'm trying to get out of the conversation.
The vessels would still roam, but striking them down would return their essence to the cycle. But be careful. That machine controls hundreds of souls, and that volume of essence could easily overload it. Improperly channeling the essence would destroy the machine along with the souls. It would be a terrible loss for posterity.
I don't intend to destroy the machine, but I do need to send the souls back to Baroff. We should destroy the machine. It doesn't matter whether the souls inside belong to the wheel or oblivion. Their lives are over. Dead is dead. Okay, that's all, thanks. Just trying to get out of the conversation. Did you ever do this, like visiting one of the elderly shut-ins? I used to do that as a youth. I used to love it. To look at the pictures of them when they were young and to look at them when they were old and know. And I've known since I was a teenager that I was going to get old like them. Woo! So that's cool. We unlocked that puzzle piece. That's very cool. That already makes us fairly powerful, if you think about it. I'm afraid he probably ate his assistant, by the way. It's not looking very good. It's directly on the other side of the room. Nah, yeah, that's fair enough. Okay, so we definitely want to save this before we start screwing with that wheel, right? Oh, nice. Now we can just proceed to the top. Excellent. Excellent. Okay. Hold on. Before I do this, Altam looks much worse than before. His rotting flesh hangs loosely, and sores have eaten away patches of skin at his joints. He looks at you with a strange glimmer in his eyes. He takes a tentative, scuttling step towards you. He doubles over, coughing up strings of black bile. He seems to have forgotten about you for the moment. Heath Athgathan. Standing near the device feels like being blown about by a storm gale. The stone steps hum with energy. Okay, let's do it then. A jagged, okay, blah, 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 blah. Oh, I guess we'll read it. A jagged Audra pillar rises in front of you, encased in stonework and run through with copper veins. The panel is covered with runes, which you can now understand. Wunderbar, darling, einfach fabelhaft. You recognize words for end and for hold. The dial is currently fixed on hold. You also recognize by an inscription that the manner in which you turn the dial is a means of throttling the device. So let's choose end. As the command words leave your lips, the dial sinks into the Adra under your hands. Something like a thunderclap sounds overhead. The glow fades from the machine as it falls dormant. So we gain a major positive there.
Still and silent. It's finally over.
I expected them all to die.
Still and silent. It's finally over.
Why isn't he dead? Or at least speaking to us? I feel like we need to kill him. I don't feel like we can let him stay alive. He's an abomination. He's an abomination who feeds on other souls, and other people will come in here.
All right, then.
I am sorry, but he is. He's an abomination. His journal. I went to Darth Dash anyhow. OT. Let's go in here and see what's going on. Look at this journal. Icantha insists on pursuing her own research on the tower, despite my argument that pooling our knowledge is in both our interests. With her expertise in Engwithian language, I'm convinced that she knows more about the tower's working than what she lets on, and that is 100% true. Why can't I put those? Okay, let's just close this, then we can put them here. Usually if I drag arms over into the armor section, it puts it in the arms section, so I don't know. Okay, so we never did find his assistant. We'll assume that he consumed his assistant. It's kind of grody, but there it is. She is the only monster left. And that is the question. Do we have to kill her? Okay, so we've finished this one. When they're grayed out like that, that means we're finished. We've finished it. There's a couple of others that I don't see on the list is what's bothering me. Maybe they're down. Safe Haven is down here. Okay. Missing Sentries. We need to go back and speak to the gal who had the head of the Crucible Knights. That'll finish that quest. So that means we have this one already. We have this one already. And we will have the missing Sentries as well. I'm going to leave that gal alone. I imagine she'll die eventually. By the way, while we're doing this, let's have a peeky pie. We have 3 in honest, rational 2, diplomatic 2, stoic 3, clever 1, and benevolent 1. Moderately good Defiance Bay hero. Let's go back to the archives for Edér and see if we can get further with that now that our reputation is being established. There, that's a nice man who helped me. Oh, and thank the Iron Arm for it. We'll get you sorted out at the keep. Okay. We got a major positive with the Crucible Knights. And Defiance Bay as well. So. Oh, the tower. It's off. Does that mean the curse of Heritage Hill is lifted? It wasn't a curse, but yes, the district is safe again. I think it'll be some time before anyone be willing to settle in the district again, but at least we can get started restoring it. Agreed. So now, let's see again. Okay. So for Spires, we have 2 things we need to take care of there. Let us go finish up this quest, the Heritage Hill. And then we can see if we can get further with Edér's quest. Bleh, 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 bleh. And then if you all will allow me, I'll get myself a cup of coffee. We have another hour left this evening. Pretty sure we can get quite a lot done. We might go on over to the Pearl Bluffs. I was really kind of hoping to go up another level. I tried to redo that battle with the Drake and got my ass kicked. Which would have been fun for some of you. Okay, here we go. It's only 8 o'clock in the evening here in Germany. I'm sitting here yawning. Oh, there she is. Seda looks like she's had a bath and a few square meals. She smiles shyly. Okay. And in news from Heritage Hill, your guards were charmed by the spirit of a woman named Lyra. I got rid of her. By the flame, you found her? My missing commander? She heaves a sigh and loses her gaze among the floor tiles, and she was calling to the watch from beyond the grave. It doesn't make sense, but nothing in that accursed district does. What happened to the soldiers under her spell? They didn't make it. We haven't been cruel at all. We're not playing an evil character in this one. We're playing a neutral character. Y'all know how much I love to play evil characters. But we're not doing that this time. I see. Nevertheless, thank you for your help. You've left me with as many questions as answers, but at least I know what happened to my troops and Commander Lyra. Please accept this as a token of my gratitude. More moderate positives, major positives. Ooh. Okay. There's nothing else. I must attend to my duties. I've got some nice copper there. I can live with that. And still none of us have gone up a level. Oh, we're some little ways from that, aren't we? Okay, let's go see about this quest for Edér. And we might want to sleep. A nice hot bath ourselves and a warm, soft bed. Something to always be thankful for, by the way. And I would imagine that if most people were just a couple paychecks from the street before, that it's even more extreme now. What do they call this anyhow? An economic repression? Recession? Oppression? Depression? I know here in Germany the prices are ungodly outrageous. It's hard to afford anything at all. It really is. Okay. So now let's go see if this guy will talk to us now. We have a temple to take care of too, actually, in Deerwood. I went back and changed the answer that we gave her. So we didn't crush her this time. We just said, oh, that seems like a wonder in and of itself, that this flame thingy. Okay.
Well met, friend.
I'm looking for militia records from the time of the Saints' War, trying to find out what happened to someone. Okay. Same answer as before. Defiance Bay positive 2. For the first time, he turns his full attention toward you. And his eyes flicker in recognition. Of course, that policy is for the general public. Exceptions can be made for those who have already proven their worth. No. He looks up at a shelf and withdraws a thick volume, shifting a layer of dust aside with his hand. The rosters are in the front. The inventories of the dead are in the back. He passes it into Edér's outstretched hands. Edér leafs through the book for some time anxiously, running his thick farm hands' fingers over page after page of names. At last, his hand stops, his fingers just below one name.
Woden Talesh died 18 Majavernho 2808. Third Battle of Cleaban Relog. Blazing Glonfa, the names, I swear.
Hey, I agree with him.
Rayet Saris?
He stops short, his eyes bulging. They scan back and forth over and over again.
I'll be the effigy. He fought for Rayet Saris. Why did he fight for Rayet Saris?
He stares at the page, his jaw agape, before suddenly looking up at you. Let's be diplomatic about it and say I'm sure he had good reason. I am too. He stares at the page, his complexion drained. I am too. That means he thinks he fought for the wrong side because he's sure his brother was fighting for the right side.
That battlefield. Clea, the one I said. I don't know how else I'm gonna make sense of all this. I gotta see what he saw. And who knows, maybe his spirit will even be there and you can have one of your weird talks with him. I mean, worth trying, right?
Well, now I reckon it is. Okay, we'll say, well, now I'd say so.
I appreciate that. Wish I could say you won't regret it, but you certainly might.
Well, that's life, isn't it? Okay, so that brings us a little bit farther in his quest, which is quite nice. Probably better not raid the place in front of all these cards. Okay, so I'm going to put that on the charger down there because my battery's low because the Twitch takes up a lot of... It really sucks the battery life out of your mobile. So now we need to go sleep. That's for sure. If y'all will give me just a moment, I'm going to go ahead and start some water cooking, and then in just a moment I will get myself some cappuccino. Let me put some water on real quick. When that finishes cooking, I can get myself some... I can fix my cappuccino and put that together. Okay. Ooh, tea. Excellent. Copper Lane. The guy wanted us to go back to the bridge for something, too. Some feller did. At some point. Somebody. I always say feller. It doesn't have to be a guy. Sometimes when I say guy, it doesn't have to be a guy either. Dude, dudette. I was in Southern California for those just over 2 years, right around that time. Totally tubular.
Hey.
What are they on about? Boo! Oh, boo! What? What's the problem? Biff the understudy. I thought they was calling for people here, and does looks like that's just... I heard there are less tame performances somewhere in Andra's gift. Are there?
All right, then.
Well, I guess they was just, you know... I guess they were reciting lines. I don't know. Oh, tea. By the way, what's taking so long with our... Still got 2 days? Wow.
How do you do?
Time's been drawing out quite hard with this last bit, hasn't it? We'll just stick with this one, I guess. We've got a lot of money. We might could go get some nice stuff. Did we have to go back to that one guy? Did we ever go back? Let's go back and see if we were supposed to go back. What? Who doesn't try the tab key in these games just to see if it works? To go back to the old Baldur's Gate 1, the original, not the EE, and what you'll find is it doesn't work. That was not a thing at that point. Planescape as well, I think. If I missed it, it might have been. I can't recall. I don't think the original Planescape had that either. By the way, I was just thinking about my cappuccino. I remember when I started working at the factory where I worked for Global Foundries, And I complimented them on the foresight of putting the restrooms and the kitchen next to each other, so that people could get rid of one cup of cappuccino, before getting rid of the next one, or before tanking up with the next one. Are we always that heavy-footed? Oh, he's not there anymore? Okay. I was just going to check in on him. Must have ran right by him on the bottom floor. That could be. An egg. It's an egg, y'all. Hello again. I can't thank you enough. I have my Kaenra back, and with her beside me, I'll be on the mend in no time. He smiles. Is there anything I can get you with that discount like I promised? Let's see what you have. That's all you have? Verpistisch. Okay, I thought we had to come back. Clearly we didn't. Okay, so we finished the missing sentries as well. Oh, we've got several things we could take care of. Wow, that is just... That is excessively loud. Is that so... It's not that loud. No, not for you. Oh, good God. I ripped my head out. We got that scroll. He told us to take it somewhere else, but I'd like to talk with her first. Because she actually sent us on the quest. So it wouldn't hurt to talk to her, would it? It was here, wasn't it? The Hall of Mysteries.
How do you do?
Why is everything so loud for me? It's almost as if I have a different set of headphones on than the one that's being controlled.
Greetings.
Okay, I found the scroll. Oh, shit. We're going to have a god mad at us. Wyla is both the keeper and discoverer of secrets. May this hood aid you in revealing what is obscured and keep you hidden from those who wish to harm you. You are also free to visit the Elder Archives and take whatever books or scrolls you find in the open. Spreading and circulating new mysteries is part of our service to the obscured. Okay, we'll say that. We're telling her about the person who wants us to get the Theorems. Her impressive frown deepens. Thank you for letting me know. I'll be sure to tuck that tome away from prying eyes and see that Nedden never sets foot in here again. In the meantime, here's a token of appreciation. What? Bitch? Okay. For the last 2 years, sailors on the Grace of Ceana have seen a pair of lights dancing over the waves late at night. Those who've come close have reported hearing two women's voices singing a song of unparalleled beauty. Some believe they are the souls of Alessa and Pelana, ill-fated lovers from a century ago, who were cast out of Ansens by a mob and driven from the cliffs to their death. Ansens' duchess condemned the mob's actions, but the unsympathetic Songreta Duchala did little to punish the offenders. Since the rumors about the lights have spread, romantic Valians have gone to the cliffs or even rowed small boats out from the shore at night to catch a glimpse of the spirits. And Anzen's new duke is doing his best to curb the behavior, but he believes the only true remedy will be putting the spirits to rest. No small task given when and where they appear. Let's send her. Okay? I think she will be the perfect choice for that one. So, the other one is just about the prisoner, the guy we have held prisoner. We don't have that one. I don't have those. Might that not be the book that we're looking for? Let's take it just in case. We didn't take the one about the queen who was, is, and never was, and ever will be. What?
I'll see what I can find.
Y'all are like going, what? This is a book we will find over and over and over. I don't know if we've already got a copy. I don't know how many copies are actually in circulation. We've already got a copy. Stealth and perception. How interesting. It's fair enough that she can't actually wear a hat. I think we have that one. It was actually going into the chest, wasn't it? Cool. I think Wheel's not going to be very happy with us. We're about to go break up one of his temples anyhow. So, what about that one gal? Okay, so that's how that one ended. We don't have to pursue that anymore. Let's go talk to her. We may have relevant information, actually, because of that Engwithian ruin that we just dealt with. She's actually going to be our ally.
Your idiotic punchlines.
The world is the punchline, Birdwoman. In all its weakness. Would you kill the messenger?
If he were as annoying as you.
I don't know why, but my headphones are excessively loud. See if I can let them hang out a little bit, because it's just I keep turning it down, and it's like it's turning down a different set of headphones. It's really weird. Okay. Go back over here. Because I don't want them to fall out on the floor either. This is a great way to spend a Friday night.
Welcome.
Excuse me, but I've been looking for you. You're the one who lifted the curse on Heritage Hill. My lady, who wishes to remain anonymous, has entrusted me with bringing you this pistol. It belonged to a dear friend of hers who was lost to the curse. For your part in reclaiming Heritage Hill, my lady wishes you to have it. Here, may it serve you well in battle. Thank you. Okay, you're quite welcome. This thing's not even full screen, but I can't get out of it to get to the... I have to. I'm sorry, guys. I really have to check the headphones. It's hurting my head. We'll get right back into the game, but this is really hurting my head, and I can't understand why. I keep turning it down. That makes no sense. That makes no sense at all. Okay. Else I might have to change them out. Now it's disconnected. Okay, I don't even know what's going on. My headphones are being really weird. Oh my God, that hurts my head. I'm going to turn that a little bit down. Or down a little bit. What I will do is I'll turn this up a little bit over here for you. Okay. That may balance it out.
How fares your search?
There's something I can tell you about the
Well,
Leaden Keys
let's hear it.
operations. The Engwithian Tower in Heritage Hill contains an ancient machine that can control the flow of souls. The Leaden Key activated
This
it.
is troubling. That
Troubling?
civilization seems to have known more about the mechanics of souls than anyone since. The Leaden Key was born in that period. It may be that Theos has full knowledge of their technology. The applications of this machine you speak of, I don't want to think about it.
The voice acting could be better.
The Leaden Key's conspiracy is clear now. They have used Engwithian technology to engineer Widewind's legacy, and they want people to blame Animancy for it. As we speak, the Duke is holding hearings in the palace. He is listening to arguments for and against Animancy. When they finish, he is expected to decide whether to outlaw it. It seems the Leaden Key has been pushing Deerwood down this path for some time. I, for one, would enjoy seeing their little scheme fouled up at the last moment. Our Duke must hear what you have to say. Unfortunately, the hearings are closed to the public, which makes the Duke inaccessible until they are completed. However, certain groups have been invited to attend.
The dozens.
You might get in with one of them if you aren't above a little pandering.
Of course, the knights would
There are
probably
delegations
volunteer
from
us
the
too.
Knights of the Crucible, the Dozens, and from House Dominel. If you can gain the support of one of those groups, that may be your best way in. See what you can arrange.
Okay. I don't want to look up the one for Edér real quick, because we've made some progress on these. All these will go into the list of the video when I put that out. Okay. The ones that we've finished, the ones that we've progressed in. Let's go see what we can do. Oh, our guy went up. That's excellent. We've gotten a lot of experience points just here in the city, haven't we? Edér must be next. Yeah, was thinking he has to be really close because he's not that far behind our guy so far as his level. See, this is what I'm talking about, guys, okay? This is why I'm always laughing. Now you can see it. See, it looks like a curtain rod with a curtain hanging down over his face. He looks ridiculous. Just saying. Okay, so let's see what we want to do with him. It's no point in training up his mechanics. Let's wait and invest it in his lore. Okay. Dimensional shift. Switches the location of the caster with one ally. We could do that, except that we want to stay as far away from them as humanly possible. Oh, this is the cool twister that Aloth has that we've been using. What does this do? Gives the caster access to up to 3 free third or lower level spells from the target's spell list. The wizard can subsequently cast those spells an unlimited number of times for the duration. How interesting. I want to give that a try. And so what we know, what we remember is first level spells, you have the, the ball blasty things. Oh, what? Second level spells are the fetid caress and stuff, right? Oh, bugger me. I can never remember. So we can give him other stuff too. Runner's wounding shot. What's this? Passive. Unarmed damage. He doesn't fight unarmed. It's charming people. How boring. Okay. Sneak attack sounds good, except we try to stay away from the people. This is that radiance that Durance is always casting. Bugger me. This is literally throwing the book at them. To smash an enemy with a grimoire energized with spiritual energy, causing larger damage and knocking the target backward. Ooh. That is quite a lot of damage. The arcane veil. Twice per rest, 50 deflection. Let's take the Grimoire Slam. Good. He threw the book at me. No, literally. Okay. So we've done what we need to in the sanitarium. Somebody was babbling on. Oh, no, it was here. What were they on about? And did we ever... This is my other question. Did we take care of the sister In Gilded Vale, did we finish that? 2-story job. Tell someone about the plot. Oh no, that's not going to happen. Okay, we still need to take care of that, but that'll come with the temple. I'm just looking to see if we took care of the one with the sister. And I can't tell, so I think we'll travel to Gilded Vale and make sure we've taken care of that, and then we can come back down to Anslög's compass. We could also double check the, oh wow, good gap. Okay, so we finished building this. Let's see what else we want to build. We have a security of 34 and a prestige of 18. It might be time to start building some prestigious things. So we can build a lab, we can build the hearth. Restoring yours may return a semblance of order to the keep. And the woodland trails, however, give us even more security and a little bit of prestige. We can gain Constitution and Athletics bonus when sleeping at. So where is it at? Where is it at? Where is it at? Where is it at? Here, Bright Hollow. Okay. Nah, let's go for the towers. Just want to check and make sure that we did finish that. I've been a little bit scattered while we've been doing this. We've decided to start making potential lists, or lists of potential quests for us to do for our sessions. Try to get a little bit more organized. We're going to go to the White March eventually too. I was waiting for them to really go up a level. We have several things. The temple in Deerford we need to do. We need to do the bluff, the Pearl Bluff Cliffs or whatever they're called. Well, sorry. People are not happy with us here. We need to lay low.
Greetings.
Ah, that's what I was afraid of. Okay, let's go down to the compass. I was afraid that we have forgot to do that. No, there's not a name for what's wrong with me. I don't think there is. I always wanted a mental illness named after me. Come on, folks. Okay, let's go take care of that then real quick. Can't believe we haven't been here yet. Okay, 2 villagers stand by one of the tide pools. They are breathing harshly, clearly winded, and look nervously as you approach. If you're here to fish as we are, stranger, you'll want to avoid the compass proper. The dwarven woman points to the southeast. Just a second. That's all this rain and cold. Her companion shakes his head. A lot of ships wind up spread across the rocks here. We didn't think much of the wreckage until we heard something. Terrible noise. I thought maybe it was a survivor, but he wasn't alive. Moving, but not truly alive. She shudders. Ugh, it was awful. What do you mean? What did you see? Corpses. Walking corpses. We don't want any part of it, whatever the cause. Might be we can find something in these tide pools, and then we're headed straight home. You said there's a lot of shipwrecks here? all the time. It's a lovely place, but dangerous as anything to sail. Good fishing most days. She wipes her brow. I think we'll look further up the coast next time. Well, they said they was fishing. Don't ask stupid questions.
You're not.
Well, looks like her stuff is ours now. See if we can't keep him alive at least. It's a shame we couldn't keep her alive. Okay, so he's healing.
I'm on the trail.
What do you mean someone sees us? Who sees us? Nobody sees us. Only the shadow knows. Oh, well, all my D&D friends knew that one.
Be cautious.
Boah.
Be constant.
So we've got Fulvano's Travels papers again. I met a helpful Deerwood woman while in Gilded Vale. She was an invaluable guide during my time in that sorry village and agreed to accompany me some part of the way toward Anslög's compass. We parted ways in the wilds known as Mogren's Fork, but I gave her my amulet so that she might remember me fondly. Perhaps I will return to these lands someday after all. I think we have the amulet. Pretty sure we do.
Parathis!
One teeny tiny yip yip. Okay. Oh, now quite a lot of them. Starts out as one. It always starts out as one.
Hey.
We're way too high of a level for this place, actually, because I forgot to come and take care of this earlier. So we're just kicking a little yip yip butt here. Sorry. Yeah. I forgot to do a couple of them, and then I wondered why it was too hard. And I know how to play the game. I got ahead of myself. We went to the keep to see the Watcher, and then my brain emptied out, and that was pretty much it. So now we've already done what she's going to ask us to do. Okay. That's a mighty fine crossbow you got there. Another one of his letters. Oh, team. We've got most of his items already. Found them on the corpses of various people. How is it that so grand a journey as mine should lead me here? The people of the Deerwood call this pitiable lagoon a sight to see, but all I've experienced here is misfortune. I fought to explore the cavern by the waters only to discover it's the home of sporlings. I went to see the vaunted compass and lost the bulk of my letters when I tripped over some driftwood. And at last I made it to inspect the dragon's skulls nearby, only to be menaced by some foolish little Zaurips. I will return to Gilded Vale as soon as I catch my breath. At least the Zaurips do not appear to have followed. Or maybe they did. So, save. Why? How did I end up clicking on the wizard and nobody else? What? Oh. Yeah.
All right, then.
It's one of those village idiot days, apparently, for me. It's okay. It's alright. These guys are not hard. Like I said, we're way too high of a level for this area, actually. Pathetically enough, but let's do it and get it done. Maybe our people will actually go up a level. They were so close. I love the music. I really do. Okay. So still nothing. The center of the ring of jagged stone, this boulder casts long shadows across the sands as the sun moves overhead. Just a little cleanup work.
You're not getting through me. You're not getting through. Hooray at this!
Okay. Okay, we got enough of that stuff to last us forever. Another one! He did say he tripped and fell over some driftwood and his letters spilt all over the place. Or the parts of his journal, I guess. So while traveling west toward Gilded Vale, I encountered a fellow traveler of some intelligence, and we engaged in a pleasant conversation. It came to light that the poor feller had the most execrable pair of boots upon him. I gave him one of my spare sets that he might better appreciate Valian craftsmanship. May they serve him well, for he said he intended to cross the wilderness known as the Black Meadow. I cannot imagine it is a pleasant place. We don't have the boots. We didn't clear the Black Meadow. Which reminds me, he actually uses a pistol, so let's give him this. What is this one? I thought that was something special too. Of course, both of them are. Naja. Alle hopp. Hopp. Quatsch. So, let's finish this one up and then we'll end the stream for today. We'll pick this back up next Thursday. I went ahead and killed Tuesday's stream too. I feel like that streaming 3 to 4 hours Thursday and a good 4 hours Friday, and then binge streaming on the weekend as well, which I really did enjoy, is enough. I don't really want to exhaust myself or bore everyone around me.
I'll see what I can find.
Bore you to tears. Nothing. So, let's go talk to her. There's always the Cave of Sporlings. Hold it. I have to go from the other side, yeah. OT. Okay. But I figure once I get my stuff set up, I might as well make it worthwhile.
Leave it.
Right?
Leave it to me.
Crabs and small fish clutter in this pool left behind by the tide. How brutal. Okay. So, let's go over here. Another one. After several days' journey, it seems it is time at last to part with my new traveling companion from New Homar. A pity we could not see the compass together, but perhaps he will have as grand a time in Gyron's grasp. I have given him my gloves for safekeeping, for I will hardly need them in such fine weather. Gloves. We found those already. Hetty, kind of you to stop and speak, my western friend. And Aumawa stands before you, his hair matted and once bright clothes in ruins. Equally ruined is his face, a hatching of thin scars crossed by broader wounds. Haven't seen another kith since my ship went down. I don't suppose you're looking to lighten your purse. Well, who are you? I'm called Ponamu, bird-scorned, chronicler of the Huana people. Strange, I know, but we do not choose our names, do we? He chuckles, running a hand across his scarred visage. You were shipwrecked? Aye, we were transporting goods from the Deadfire to Defiance Bay when a storm took us off course and ran us aground here. Only I survived. He frowns for a moment, and then he shakes his head, clearing his expression. So let's see what he's selling. Ship's cargo, goods from the Deadfire, a few personal trinkets, all of high quality. I wouldn't sell them, but without coin, how am I to return to my homeland? Let's take a look what you got then. Oh, he's got his gun. How interesting. Oh, a club. It's a club. It's a soul binding club. Which means it'll get more powerful. We're going to have to lighten our load as well, aren't we? Or we won't be able to afford it. And we still might not be able to afford it, and that'd be tragic because then it shoves all that shit in our inventory. Excellent. So we can afford it. That's at least a start. It's a lot of good items. Those are some really... Usually when you're here at a low level, you can't afford those items. So, and I don't think to come back. We don't need that shit. We don't need this either. Okay. Wunderbar, darling, einfach fabelhaft. Oh, that's an awful lot of tongues there. So how many do we want to sell? That is correct. How many of these do we want to sell? We're racking up an awful lot of stuff here. Is my thing. Okay. Wow. That's some damn fine stuff. That is some really, they have some nice items there. So the club, I was thinking about changing out one of these for him. This is already really nice. So let's put this in this hand. And let's see about this war club. We can definitely bind it with him. He's a fighter. Okay, let's soul bind it. let's wait. Let me be sure. What else do we have here? And the hat, right? What's that do again? Resolve and dexterity. As much as I hate to lose the curtain. It's not really as important as this hat would be. Let's soulbind that with him. This one does right now it does brand fire 3 times per rest. Oh, it's a belt. Don't don't ask. I don't know how come I thought it was a ring. It's kind of stupid. So what do we got here? Damage reduction. Okay. What are you wearing? Crit damage taken. Let's put this on her. Let's put this on him. Okay, so that'll be all we're going to do with that for the moment. There's some damn fine stuff there. Let's go down and see this gal finally. I think she's going to want us to go fight those mushrooms in the cavern. Okay, you find yourself facing a towering Aumawa woman. Her skin is a warm golden brown of a dying sunset with pale fish-white patches at throat and hands. Wavy red-brown hair pulled into tight braids around a stripe of bare skin that follows the curve of her skull. Flows down over her broad shoulders. Okay, so she regards you calmly, evidently unsurprised to find you here at the edge of her camp by the water. Have you come for medicines and craft works or to share the fire? She gestures to the large cauldron nearby. Okay, so Alfra sent me here. She says you know some way to ensure that her child is not hollowborn. More of Lord Radric's frightened flock. She nods slowly. You are kind to come all this way. Poor Alfra must be beside herself. I imagine she gave you payment. Something for payment? Whatever it is, you keep it. I don't need coin. I need you to do something for me instead. Aranga points inland. There's a Zaurip tribe to the northeast. We took care of them already. Led by one of their priests. Tana was exiled from there some time ago, and their scouts still lurk about this place, waiting for an opportunity to end his life. The Zaurip lets out a rattling squawk, head drooping. One day I will have to go for supplies, and I will come back and find my assistant slain. How will I help anyone then? She shakes her head. You rid me of this nuisance, and I will do what I can for Alfra. And throw in something for you, too. Okay, I had to kill the Zaurips on the way here. They won't bother you anymore. Truly, you are very efficient with your favors. Here, something for your trouble. She nods and claps her hands once. Good. Then I shall set my full attention now upon the remedy for Alfra. She gave us some minor healing stuff. I will get started on the mixture, but I need one more ingredient. Some spores from the creatures in that cave there. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to give her the stuff, go give Alfra her medicine so that we finish this quest during this stream. She points just north of her little stretch of beach. Sporlings, they call themselves. It's a useful material. I need one for the mixture. You are welcome to any others that you find. No, thank you very much. Okay. Oh, I have some spores here. Sorry, we ran into other ones in the ruins up by Deerford. So you do. Excellent. Give one here, and I'll add it to the cauldron. That means we can do that next time. The Sporling Cave. We need to not forget, though. I got this pad of paper free from somebody who sent me where my henna. There we are. I keep thinking the camera's over there. So I'm making liberal use of it. Sporling Cave. Anslög's compass. Okay. The mixture is ready. Take this to Alfra. Tell her to drink it before bed as it induces sleep. She should find herself more energetic in the mornings. Tell her to eat more fish and cheese. The potion will sustain a healthy appetite. Grants her strength. She's a rather frail woman from what I remember of her. Oh, wait. I thought this was a cure. I tend to ailments of the body. I cannot cure an affliction of the soul. Certainly not one inflicted by the gods. Ranga crosses her arms. I've explained many times. People will believe what they want to believe. Ain't that the truth, sister? So, let her believe. Perhaps that will help. Faith is a powerful thing. In the meantime, she will feel much improved, and if her child should not be claimed by the legacy, then it will be born healthy. That I promise. She's not a charlatan because she's not claiming anything. People are claiming it for her, but she's not claiming it. So, okay, so we'll... Ooh, tea. I thought that would bring up several of them. Here we go. He's our athleticist. He doesn't have enough points, and he doesn't really need anything else. We'll save those for next time. We could take a bonus knockdown. Wary defender. Or we can take any one of these. We could take the missiles. We could take a sneak attack. That could be fun. What? Durance. Durance is our lore master. Well, then that he's fairly well balanced, actually. So, Durance spells. I think that it's worth taking the third one, but let's look what he has here. Interdiction. Blah, blah, blah. That dazes our foes. Aggrandizing radiance. That modifies our holy radiance. Oh. Wow. Gives us all these pluses, but we get less healing. Here modifies it with plus 10 accuracy. Also, we get plus 28 endurance. Base plus 15 plus 5 for every 3 levels afterward. And foes in the area get burn damage. I like that. Let's take that one. That seems quite useful. Alof. Alof is our mechanics expert. So he gets another spell. Let's give him these. Those are quite useful. Gives him deflection. Oh, that lets him summon two wizards. Let's do that. 2 skeletons. Blah, 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 blah. Okay.
Hey.
Let's go give her her potion, and then we will end the stream tonight. Okay? We got a lot done. I made a note to come back and do the Sporling Cave another time, but not tonight. I'm really exhausted. We've been streaming for our 4 hours. Okay, as was set up ahead of time. So we're going to go give her her potion, and then we'll save the game. And tomorrow, don't forget, we're going to be binge streaming Tyranny again. I have scheduled us to start at 3 o'clock in the afternoon Central European time because The weather's supposed to get nicer either tomorrow or the next day, and my partner and I will want to go out and go hiking. So I daren't say no, and I need to get off my butt and get myself moving anyhow. Since I'm spending time doing chapters in my old streams, I spend a lot of time, and the doctor said I'm not supposed to sit so much in front of the computer, and that's all I did today, which is just not a good idea. So I have to find something else to do too, and I'm going to request that I get a schooling for a new job where I don't have to work in front of the computer so that I can continue playing in front of the computer.
Well met,
Okay.
friend.
Yes, here it is. Just nod stoically. I don't really want to lie to her per se. Just not going to really tell her the truth. Thank you again. I'll take this before I settle into bed. Perhaps I'll finally rest easily. Okay, so now let's leave. We'll bring up the rest of our people. We'll save our game and we'll end our stream. And I am so pleased with all of you who stuck with me. I'm really, really happy about that. We're still losing the bulk of our stuff to bandits. I can't understand how that is even possible. That is really annoying. Okay, so we have another 2 days and 2 hours there. Okay, let's bring up the rest of the people. Sagani is our survivalist. Actually, everything else looks good on her, so we can freely bring that up. Resilient Companion is, okay, let's do that. Merciless would be... Let's pick that one. Okay, she does athletics like Edér does, but let's give her some survival and some stealth. It's not going to hurt her. I keep forgetting she has the laying on of hands. Let's give her the greater laying on of hands. Okay, and then we can save. And then we will end the stream. Save the game. After Heritage Hill. That was the biggest thing we did today. After Heritage Hill. Okay. We'll do that. So I want to thank everyone who was here with me today. If you're watching this as a past broadcast or you're still here in the live stream and you're not subscribed yet or following me, please do turn on your notifications so you'll know when I'm online. Maybe it's something that'll interest you. And don't forget my schedule is posted in Twitch. Also, you might see when I upload a stream, a video to YouTube. Don't forget to stop by my YouTube channel and take a look at what I've got there, because I don't just have games. I have some, like, you know, tips on how to fix something. I have rabbit videos, various things. At that, Craig Girl, thank you again for being with me. Y'all take care, and I will see you when I see you. Bye-bye.